Good evening, Commissioners, Council, and tonight's guests. We have Michael Brown, Chief of Staff for Council President Harden, and we also have Council Member Emmanuel Remy with us tonight. Prior to our meeting and us getting into our working session, I would love to give the dais to each of these members tonight. Council Member Remy, would you like to speak first?
Thank you very much, Chair. It's a pleasure to be here this evening, and thank all of you for the work that you've accomplished thus far. And now, as we really roll up our sleeves, we are very fortunate to have the census data earlier than expected, but that means there's a lot of number crunching going on, and from what we can tell, this software system is robust and able to handle it. Looking forward to everybody having their own logins come September 1st and working through this process as we create the maps that ultimately Council will decide will represent the City of Columbus and the 9 distinct districts that are being created as a part of this process. But I couldn't be more pleased with each of you and what you bring to the table and collectively what you're accomplishing. It is a daunting task to change the way that Columbus is being represented and has been represented for 100+ years. And it's not taken lightly, the task at hand and the nights that you're giving up from your families and careers and friends. And so we certainly appreciate your commitment to moving this city forward and bringing a new day come 2024. So your work is critical, and we are so excited to watch this process continue. And we'll have a first map, which is based on the previous census data, and then we'll see subsequent maps come out in October and in November. So thank you, Chair. Thank you, Commissioners, for your dedication and hard work. We stand ready to help in any way that we can to support you and lift you up, but certainly appreciate you taking time out of your lives to do this for the City of Columbus, and I'm sure ultimately the residents will be very excited and supportive when you accomplish your feat. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Remy.
Thank you, Chair, members of the Commission, Councilmember Remy, and especially to our staff, Jeffrey, Lucy, and Naya, everyone who's been working very hard on some complex data crunching and map making. On behalf of the Council President and the other members of Council, I wanted to share our appreciation first and foremost. We also wanted to look a little bit to the future and just encourage you to keep positive energy flowing, because we know that the hardest work is still ahead, not only as we take this new census data and integrate it into the system to try to make some maps that make sense to residents and to the future districts, but also that respect the many values that we've been hearing about through our surveys and the community meetings that you've already done. We've heard a strong interest that people want to keep their neighborhoods as intact as possible, that we need to respect neighborhoods and area commissions as much as possible, but we also know that's going to be difficult. And when you have difficult challenges as commissioners, sometimes it gets a little bit trying, and we want you to know that the council has your back, the city has your back, and that we will continue to move forward in a positive and productive manner. And we thank you for your work on that, and just ask you to continue that positive energy throughout. Collaboration and communication are really the key to any of these processes. We've been commissioners and served in many different ways over the years. There's going to be a lot of community feedback when the maps start hitting, and it's going to take a lot to get it in there, but the team is here to help you do that and to synthesize that into the principles by which you formally then will make maps that you present to the council. It remains the president and our chair's goal to finish this year, because that's what it says in the charter. That's what the voters agreed to, and we ask that you continue to synthesize this, but do it in an expedited way, because by the time we get to the end of November, you're really going to have to make those final tough decisions based on all that input you've heard. And I believe right now we are scheduled to have our final meeting of the council on December 13th. That is a regular meeting, but I believe that it would be very appropriate if this work was done and that week you had submitted something to us that we could vote on and actually have these districts put into place. I think that's the important stuff that we need to get done. I would say for commissioners, we can do things sometimes like call a special meeting later if that's what it takes. But we do have to have this done by the end of the year, and we all know that it gets very busy in December. So please keep your work, keep it tight, and let us know how we can be of service. As commissioners, you're volunteers, but we are paid to be here and support you all, and we look forward to getting you even more tools and technology tools in the coming weeks. I believe that has just all been decided, and that will be taken care of, and so you can continue to do what you've been asked to do on behalf of our citizens. That is really all I have, Chairman, unless you have any questions.
Commissioners, does anyone have any additional questions for either of our guests? None at this time. Thank you very much for making time to be with us this evening. And at this time, we will go ahead and enter our working meeting. All right. I was not present last week, but I do understand where we are with the map, and we have the goal tonight to get closer to the numbers we need to meet our goal of having 9 districts, right? Is there a commissioner that wants to pick up where we left off last week, or to brief me on what we did or where we are?
Sure. We had a mutiny. Not sure your mic is on. Check.
His is always the broken one.
Yeah, somehow he always.
Here.
Just test.
Okay. Did they come off?
Test. Okay. Thank you, Chair Moore. So we stumbled about a little bit last week. We talked about the artificiality of the September 1st deadline, but decided that if we gave it up, that would be a mutiny in your absence, and we didn't want to do that.
Thank you.
We did force NIA to create a new map. I guess I said that I thought we were losing sight of some of our standards, and so we created a new map that kind of ignored the population variation, but was true to the keeping intact of neighborhoods as defined by the city's planning districts and area commissions.
Interesting.
And of course, it's way off.
But we went through that exercise.
But we went through that exercise. Since that time, I've thought some more. And although we have multiple city communities as defined by the city, I think, 23 of them are actual official area commissions. And so as I was thinking in preparation for this meeting, I think my highest priority, and it probably changes from day to day, but today is to keep intact all identified area commissions. I know that every inch of the city is separated into a planning district or a community, if you will, by city neighborhood staff, but the area commissions have been defined by the residents, going through a process to create that area commission. And so in terms of hierarchies and moving down the list of what we have to do to make these maps, and again, as we heard earlier, acknowledgement that with the 1% population deviation, it is going to be very challenging to not break up neighborhoods, but I believe that holding intact area commissions should be our highest priority. And that's not a complete review of last week's work, but that's a thumbnail sketch of it.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Commissioner Cabot. And if there was a mutiny, it sounds like there would have been people on the other side, so there's probably another perspective that might need to summarize what happened last week. Does anyone else want to share from their perspective?
I don't think there was a lot of dissent among the group. I think some of us were very concerned about sort of abandoning whatever progress we made with
Yeah.
our first map. We didn't, in fact, do that, but I think, as Commissioner Cabot has pointed out, it was useful to kind of go back to the core principle of trying to keep the
Area commissions.
neighborhood areas, the communities as the city defines them, intact. I do think we've been trying to do that all along, but this was a more rigorous approach to that. So I think that was useful. I'm not sure which map we should start with today as we resume our work. So I wouldn't say that there was opposition
Right.
or two factions by any means. We just sort of deviated from what we all thought was our original plan. So
Yep. And the map we're looking at is that map, right?
I believe this is Commissioner Cabot's suggested map in terms of just defining districts based on area commission and other neighborhood boundaries.
And within this map, we see area commissions honored, but we look percentage-wise, our highest delta is probably what, 20?
I think if we can bring up the table at the bottom, I think we can confirm that, but it was way out of balance. And for 23, no, that's the target deviation. What are we here?
District 1 had 397.
So, yeah, District 9 is way out, that being sort of the downtown.
And it's not, District 1 is unassigned. Unassigned is District 1.
That was the one, like our ghost one?
District 1 is the ghost one.
Yep,
So
yep.
District 1 has 127,000.
Got it.
We need to find homes for if we were to continue with this map.
Got it. All right.
Yeah, we also discussed, when we're looking between the two maps, what are we trying to get from the public? So knowing that neither map is going to be correct, what are we trying to get from the public? So the map that Jeff created keeps the communities intact, and the map that we had been working on starts bringing up some of the hard questions where we're cutting stuff up. So really, when we're talking about what are we trying to get from the community, I think that would determine which map we
Yep.
proceed with. And yeah, I think that was probably the final thing. The other stuff was not prudent. I think we all kind of agreed that we know that these maps aren't correct.
Right.
And so we're not necessarily tossing out the work that we did before, but we know we're going to have to toss out the work we did before once we get the comment.
Right.
But we figured out some things along the way, certainly. For example, I think when you were with us last, we had realized we had some serious issues up in the Northwest in terms of contiguity with
Right.
adjoining districts or...
Did we ever get any answers to those contiguity questions?
We did, yes, and perhaps Ms. Walters can state that. But we figured out another approach in what Commissioner Cabot has suggested. So.
Okay. And that's where I see the light blue connecting to the pink.
This isn't that map. I can reopen the other map, because that is the one that deals with the contiguity issue. This is the map that keeps the areas together.
Yeah.
So when I open this other map, what we determined is that this area,
Yep.
Riverside Drive, is technically not owned by the city, it's owned by the county. So for that reason, it's not contiguous. So the commissioners decided to take that blue across Riverside and kind of go on the other side of it and download to connect that so that Riverside is not creating an island for the other portion of District 2. What we determined is that it is contiguous when the city owns, or I'm sorry, when the city is within city limits. So if it's incorporated in the city, then it is contiguous. However, if it fails to be incorporated by the city, AKA it is within county territory, I guess for lack of better words, then it's not contiguous. So whatever is incorporated in the city, that's considered contiguous. If it's incorporated in the county, then it's not contiguous. Does that make sense?
Almost, to me.
So
That's not contiguous what we see?
well, I think, did we go further north in order to try to establish contiguity? In the north,
There it is.
yes, we did.
Got it.
But we had to give up a portion of District 1.
Right, right.
And so we're out of balance again, we know that, we would need to go back and rebalance, and I think that's kind of where we stopped at
Yeah.
that point with this map.
Got it.
I mean, given that, like, looking at the population data that came in, some of these communities are shifting by thousands of people. And so I don't know, like, when we're looking at it and we're looking at which ones we're going to adhere to, I don't know that the population one is it. And I'm kind of like, well, is it the communities or is it contiguity or both? Knowing that the population numbers aren't going to be anywhere near with the information we have right now.
Right.
Right, and again, Chair Moore, I think it is, we as a commission need to decide, knowing that next week is the first time that I think the public is really going to start paying attention to our work. They are going to see that map, and that is going to be, that is what they're going to react to, no matter what the caveats we put on there. The fact that it's 2010 data, the fact that this is nowhere near the population thresholds that we have to abide to. We just have to be collective and proud of the map that we put out.
Yep.
I should also share that, 'cause I shared this with them last week, that according to the census data, we have roughly 905,000 people, a little over that, according to the 2020 census data. So that's roughly 18,000 more people,
Per district.
yes.
If they're evenly
No, I'm
distributed.
saying 118,000 more people in the city.
Yeah.
So 13,100 people per district,
There you go.
and 1,006 people would be our new deviation number.
If they're evenly distributed.
Yes. Well, that's the 1%, so that's the requirement. So that,
No matter what, we have to hit that 1% threshold, but that just shifts where we cut the boundaries, not the size of the space, because we don't have a choice for the size, unfortunately. And I mean, it's looking like besides like the state of Ohio, Wolf Park, and those random little ones, everybody changed by at least 5%, but there are some that changed by 50 or more percent. And so we won't until we're able to like lay on that information.
For naught. I'd agree.
One thing, Chair Moore, that, we kind of dove into it a little bit last week, but the last few weeks, we really haven't looked at these districts through the lens of, racial demographics that, precisely. I do think that that is something that will be asked. I think Commissioner Frost for sending over the new census data, because I was able to explore by census tract. For example, the Hispanic population on the west side, there's certain census tracts that just increased by 35%, in certain ones with the 2020 data. And I know that that's something I, will continue to highlight, as we dive into this work. But again, I think with the map that we put out next week, we have to, if we go with this map that we've been working on, I think we need to dive into those numbers a little bit more tonight.
So as a commission, should we vote on which map we want to work on tonight so that we have a finished product? We don't need unanimous votes, but we need a democratic balance. That's why there's 5 of us, all right? And should we have an open vote? Okay. So, yeah, no, I'm with you. So all in favor of continuing work on this map that we see on the screen, we'll call it our first map we had been working on. Wait, no, that isn't.
Yes.
This is?
Chair Moore, I have a clarifying question. If we continue working on this first map, are we going to try to hit the 1% population threshold?
Yes.
Is that our goal tonight?
So I guess the proposal is work on this map, pushing it towards the 1% threshold, or work on the new map. And I mean, admittedly, if I hear correctly, before I make the proposal, the new map, we're not even in the ballpark of 1%, right? And so I guess what I'm asking is, to your point, Commissioner Sarzuela, we need to be able to stand behind the map that we present to the public And I think there is something to be said by the fidelity of that first map we put out. What is it based on? Which pieces of the charter that tell us what a map should be are we following? And so I guess my question before I make the proposal is, what is that map standing on, the second map? I have a few things I could probably hypothesize, but those who have put their time and work into that second map, what are the principles it stands on?
I guess that's my map. And the principles of the second map aren't actually in the charter. They are preserving neighborhoods.
Preserving neighborhoods. That is in the charter, right? It is. Yeah.
It's
Okay. So we'd have a map that is as close to preserving neighborhoods, and then we'd have another map that was more closely preserving or connecting to populations of people, numbers of people, and that stipulation that our maps be 1% apart.
Chair Moore, at some point, and I'm not even sure which commissioner raised the issue, but one of us did point out, we know that we're going to need to make some adjustments. We know that we can't, and I think even Commissioner Cabot will acknowledge, we're not going to be able to preserve all of the area commission boundaries, all of the civic association and community boundaries as they sit, because they never really accounted for population.
Correct.
And the point that was made by a commissioner, and I apologize, I don't recall which of us it was would it not be better to demonstrate that in our prototype map? Let's call it a prototype, if you will. What we're
Demonstrate
going to
which feature?
to demonstrate, first of all, that it is necessary in order to achieve, or even attempt to achieve,
That we
balance,
disrupt.
that we not follow exact boundaries, but in doing so, that we also can demonstrate the principles we're trying to adhere to. I think as a group, certainly I've advocated that we, for example, stick to, whenever possible, major roadways or landmarks, things that where a resident is not going to be able to, not going to need rather to scratch their head and decide whether they're on the east side or the west side of some small feature that is obscure. We've tried to be as minimally disruptive, but where we've had to be disruptive, we tried to pick some obvious
Right.
boundaries.
Yes.
Would it not be better to demonstrate that we're taking that care with this prototype that we're producing with old census data, than to give them a map that we know does not reflect the final product, simply because it's so way out of balance, and of course, we haven't even seen the final census data yet, but
I think that's what the vote will decide.
indeed.
Yes. So I think that was a great preamble into the proposal that we commit to refining this map that exists here to meet the 1% standard, or, so this would be vote 1, and then vote 2 would be for the other map to be presented in a way that meets the existing neighborhood boundaries. Vote 2. And so all in favor of map 1, raise your hand. Okay. And all in favor of map 2. And again, I do not say this or go through this exercise to say map 2 will not serve us well at another point. I think as we go into our version of 3 maps, that map becomes a foundational map to build on. But for the sake of us completing a task today, we're going to move forward with map 1 as we voted. So thank you all for going through that exercise, and we'll continue to do our work here, looking at opportunities to create a balance in these 9 districts. And I do also believe that once we've done it, the second map becomes easier, and the third map as well. And so the imbalance, I think, and again, I think I have a sort of advantage in some ways because I wasn't here last week. Looking at District 4, it seems that our goal would be to take from somewhere and begin to add to District 4. But again, having not been here last week, that may have been what led us to getting to that point, not knowing which districts to pull from that are contiguous.
And Chair Moore, you may recall, we had a significant discussion about taking a portion of Clintonville and putting it in the same district as Northland.
Yep.
As you can see, even at this scale, ultimately, we reversed course on that.
Yes.
Decided that that really belonged better with District 1. And that's part of the reason we now have what you might call a shortfall in District 4, because we didn't make up for its size.
Yep. What is the eastern boundary, north-south boundary of District 4?
I believe it is currently Cleveland Avenue. Now, one thing that would be probably not too painful to try would be to look at another boundary that is similar, such as Westerville Road or even Sunbury Road.
Yeah, because I think that would present a bit of an oddity. If you lived, to your earlier point of figuring out what district is yours, and it sounds like if you're on one side of Cleveland Avenue, you're one district, and if you're on the other side, you're on another.
Can we zoom out just a little bit? Is there any opposition? Is there any opposition to the green portions that are in brown, turning brown?
The green,
So-
no opposition, no opposition.
It's like,
Right, using Westerville Road as the north-south boundary.
and using the community line, because
Yep.
that light blue line goes straight through the middle, and we have
That
some,
would-
so if the green on the left,
Yep.
turn it brown,
Yep, I think that's a great proposal.
might get us like 100 people, but that's, you know.
No, I think it's going to be significantly more.
And Commissioner Frost, so I'm in our working spreadsheet. Are we
Yes.
working off of 811?
We're on the 811 tab,
Okay.
and those racial demographics are totally old now.
Okay.
I guess I could just delete them.
This is called 811.
It's the
this is
CRDC draft, and there's a 81121 tab that has where we're at right now with populations.
Got it. Or I will have it.
And if you see you'll see some other tabs, like the 1821 tab is what we were working off of for Jeff's exercise. And then drafts was if I followed the same idea that Commissioner Cabot, followed. There were two drafts, so his draft and mine at the time. Well, everything else is pretty self-explanatory. What did the population shift to?
We're on 811, just to confirm. I'm sorry.
79,830.
And District 3?
Or
No, District 3 is what?
84,993.
Got it, thank you.
How many did we secure from that process?
1,000 or so, it looks like, shifted.
That's not bad.
Actually, about 1,200, yep.
Can we look at that map again, now that parts of the green became brown? And green is District 3, okay, District 3. 84, 993.
Again, it's not going to change population much, but maybe we could go ahead and continue this just south of, let's see, where am I here? That is Morse Road. There's a corner there that is still shown in District 3 that probably should be in District 4.
Oh, that little triangle there,
Yep,
right there?
yep,
Yeah, I was going to ask if you guys wanted that in there.
yep.
Okay.
And that's, what, is that Westerville Road or Cleveland Avenue? That's Westerville, right?
That is Westerville Road. Cleveland Avenue is going north from the bottom of that triangle. Now, there is a lot of township in this area as well. It's kind of disruptive in terms of street boundaries, but
And so, to be clear, we're trying to pull things from District 3 into District 4 to build up that population? Is that what we're doing?
Initially,
Okay.
we were just moving east of Cleveland Avenue to Westerville Road, wondering how many we might gain from that process. This is the whack-a-mole part, because I think what you were going to point out is District 3 really, well, I guess it's okay. All right. We shrunk it. So where's District 2?
It's the blue one over there.
Yeah.
It's like I wonder if we could like agree on, I know like the percentage, we're not going to get to 1%. I don't see how.
Right.
But can we agree on a larger percent so we shoot for, like if we're trying to get
I like that.
Plus or minus 2,500
Yep.
or something like that. So that way we can at least have a target, because
Yep.
we're going between 8,600 over and 3,300 under.
Right.
So maybe that way we can get closer to finish, because I don't know how, if District 2 is over by 8,700 on that side of town,
Right.
and then District 4 on the middle is down almost the same amount. How do you balance that
Right.
with the existing lines?
Right. And I think the one part I really liked about Commissioner Cabot's map last week is like, I like the way that the northwest corner was redone, but at this point, we're kind of down a rabbit hole with the northwest.
So that's District, what did it stay? I'm looking back at his data, because we might still be able to fiddle.
That map is also in the Google Drive of his map.
Thank you.
And it's called,
818.
yep.
There's two of them. It's one's cut up and the other one is not.
Cut up in communities. Okay, got it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, we should do this every time. That's cool. To be able to pull it better. It's District 9. So to fix the northwest corner, Jeff had Hayden Run, far northwest, far north, and the northwest bunched together. And then the remainder parts that we were seeing in District 2 fell off into a different area, or a different district. They fell into something called District 5, which is...
There's a screenshot of the population numbers too, so you'll be able to see how much population was in that one.
Oh, yeah, and I have it too. Thank you.
Okay.
Then the split was 36, 37, 52. Far west, West Scioto, and Westland became a district, a large one. But that's how the split happened, so that the part of District 2, as we see it, went north.
Right.
And the other part went south. And then we recalibrated some of the things on the other sides of it, but it did feel less gerrymandered. Not that this is gerrymandered,
Yeah.
people listening, but it looked cleaner.
Should we try to do that here? District 1 would take on, if I hear you correctly, what I'm looking at as the northwest portion of District 2?
Yeah. So it basically 30 went up. If we moved, what is this, Hayden Run,
Yep.
up into District 2, I'm sorry, up into District 1. So if
Right.
Hayden Run went into District 1, that would, no, District 1 is already heavy. Not that that's the point, but District 1 would jump over 100,000 if we did that.
Got it.
But we just have to, it'd be if we decided to go down that road, we would start having to cut everything else.
Yeah.
Or cleaning everything else, much like we're already doing.
Whack-a-mole. It would, yeah. Huh. All right, let me get back to the spread we had on this one.
Four is northwest. That's not horrible.
So how do we shrink 2 is our goal.
1.
Shrink 2.
Oh, okay, so here's what happened when, on the map that Jeff did, the Hayden Run portion, District 30 went into District 1, but I guess that is Clintonville, shifted out of the district. So that's how we could kind of balance it. And we already know that the middle is confusing anyways. And so if we get the outside, like we started sometimes trying to do.
So if I'm looking now at the updated numbers, I think you've updated them, and I think they're updated here. Currently, our largest imbalance, as far as this map, and again, old data, is concerned, are districts 2 and 6. Is that right? No, I'm sorry, District 2 and District 4,
Yeah.
with District 6 also outside of that sort of arbitrary threshold that you suggested.
And District 1.
And District, yes, okay, I see that now.
So 2, 4, and 1 are all too big.
No. Wait, is that right? 4 is too small. 1 and 2 are too big.
Right.
Okay. 1 and 2 big, 4, 2, yep. 1 and 2, 4. So I mean, so is the solution to take some of District 1 and put it in a 4? Or are we married to District 4 being defined as it is? Can I see 4, the boundaries of 4, Naya? One and 4.
So if I recall, we used Hudson. Was it Hudson that we used as the southern boundary of District 4?
East Hudson as the south boundary,
Yeah.
Cleveland as the east boundary.
What's that, 71?
The railroad tracks.
Railroad
are in
tracks.
Indianola, which parallels.
North
our-
Southern CSX as the
West.
western boundary, and
I-270 was the north boundary. Technically, the Northland Community Council's area does go a little bit further up to Schrock Road, but there's not a lot of population. There is some, but not a lot.
I don't think you get a more defined, I mean, that makes so much sense. That boundary is that area. I mean, the only part arguably you could, I mean, Hudson is kind of arbitrary as a southern border, right? There's nothing to say you couldn't go further south.
True.
And so if we went south, 4 could grow. And so what's that street here?
Like Oakland Park or something?
Right, what's?
17th. This one,
Yep.
17th.
I mean, heck, we could probably go to 11th. Can we start at 17th as a southern boundary?
Can we zoom out just a little bit? I mean, I see what you're trying to do, just as far as like the culture in the neighborhoods, it starts to shift, it's kind of different. That's like will be a very diverse district if you go that far south. Because I don't think any North Central should go up that way.
You don't think what should?
North Central,
Which one is North Central?
it is number I don't know, 49. That's around like the 17th, once you're on this side of 71.
But do you remember, North Central, what was her name from the,
Tiffany White, and they're very similar in
And she
demo
said she was
to
open to
Linden. They're very similar to Linden. Is Linden in that bucket?
and Clintonville? She said she would be open to being part of Clintonville.
So Hudson is the boundary between North Linden and South Linden.
Right.
Right.
And South Linden and North Central said that they would be okay if,
Yeah, I'm just saying, I don't think that it matches.
right.
And cutting out of District 8 just brings up a new problem in District 8.
Could we go more north on District 4? I know. So, well, more the Clintonville area. Can you go towards the Clintonville area?
Where are you?
That's Clintonville, right? This area?
Yep.
Well, that's actually the Forest Park.
Yeah, you got to go down a little bit.
Left.
Well,
Yep.
yeah, but
Yeah.
Right about, yeah, probably around, I can't tell what that is, wherever High Street.
Graceland? That's Graceland.
It's too far
Graceland, so
north.
come down a little bit. Right about there. 9, top of 9 would be Clintonville, I'm guessing, right?
I'm pretty sure, isn't Clintonville that little, that part where Nye is at right now?
Where?
That brown right there?
That's North Broadway.
So,
No, that's.
so it's on the other side?
so High Street is the dividing line between the purple and the brown.
It's actually the railroad
Well,
tracks
yeah.
off Indianola.
Oh, yeah, Indianola, yes,
This is
Sorry.
Indianola right here.
yes.
Okay.
And High Street is, okay, where we divided.
This is North Broadway.
Yep.
Okay, so Clintonville and North Linden aren't together right now as it stands? Is that what you tell me?
Right.
Okay. Then yeah, in that respect, then I don't see why 4 couldn't go further south. But I don't know. I think that the northern part of that 4 is more like the district above it than it is the part where we'd be cutting into. And District 1 is over.
Chair Moore, one of the things that we brought up last week, and we just are acknowledging that Clintonville is currently split into 3 districts.
Do we see that as a challenge?
We expect pushback,
Oh.
obviously.
I would imagine that for that particular part, it would be a challenge. What is it a separate, through 2, 1, and 4? Or 2, 1, and 9?
2, 1, and 9.
If all of Clintonville shifts into 9, that solves some of the population problem. But does that fit?
And District 9, again, is basically inclusive of the University District and downtown right now, yes?
So I could make an argument that Clintonville should be split into 3. And the argument I would make is that when you have an engaged electorate that has been able to effectively leverage access to resources, 3 distinctively, that creates 3 more effective communities, arguably. That's an argument to be made. I'm not saying it's the argument and it wouldn't have resistance, but what we call Clintonville today was not what they called Clintonville 80 years ago. We saw that as we heard some of the historical descriptors of our neighborhoods.
True.
And part of the reason we initially played with annexing, if you will, part of Clintonville into District 4 was because the area north of Morse almost has a separate identity, or at least that's my sense, as Beechwold or North Clintonville as opposed to Clintonville. And obviously, as you go south in Clintonville to the University District, you end up with some shifts in terms of demographics and property types and so forth there too. So I can see your point that Clintonville is very diverse, but
Right.
there are regions within
Right.
Clintonville, perhaps even more than some other neighborhoods.
I could even say right now, if you said someone, there's probably 8 Clintonvilles. If you said to someone you live in Clintonville or go to Clintonville, there's probably 8 different images in your head of what Clintonville is. And to that point, when we look at Cleveland Avenue as that corridor, I mean, when I drive up Cleveland Avenue every day to go to work, right? And I see more similar along Cleveland Avenue, all the neighborhoods. So I go through Milo, I go through South Linden, I go through North Linden, and I make a right on Westerville Road. I mean, all the way down to the C-Max bus line, the stations. I mean, so I would say arguably that Cleveland Avenue corridor is probably more of a neighborhood. And so whoever said take District 4 South, I think I would agree with that, right? I don't know. Would any of us be opposed to taking District 4 South? I think Commissioner Frost said that 8 can't afford to lose numbers, right?
Not really.
Yeah, so that might not be the way to go. Can we zoom out once, Naya? So 4 is,
So I mean, where does, oh, the 71 cheats over, so that's not helpful. Because, yeah, you're right, Cleveland is very much it's an artery, not in a corridor for the neighborhood. And honestly, just because of how things were done, the highway is the western of the field. 71 is the boundary, and on the east, it probably is the railroad that goes
yep.
parallel to Woodland on that side. So we might be able to expand on both ways. I know we're supposed to be keeping in mind how everything was laid out and not try to reinforce negative things that we've seen historically, but in this particular instance, that really does, 71 really does define the east and what's east and west of it. They're two totally different spaces. Now, to their point of the Clintonville-Linden conversation, that is a negative, and there could be some positive to bunching them together. But then I guess the cynic in me says that wherever Clintonville goes, the attention goes. And so if it doesn't go better all in one place,
Or 3.
but in those 3 districts, is everybody's like, because Clintonville, we've done it, where we keep coming back to Clintonville. So in those 3 districts, will that also be the case? Or would it be better to have Clintonville in one space? I don't have an answer to that. It's
Right.
just a
No, I love it. I love what you're thinking. And I think all thoughts are valid. I feel like neither of them would be wrong. But I guess my question is, can 8 afford to lose any more people? No.
So we need
8
to,
is currently short by 2,000. Sorry,
Can you-
Commissioner Sarazuela.
oh, no, go.
Can you
yeah.
go south so I can see what 8 touches? On its west and east side? Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
Touches downtown, right? That district there is downtown, the light blue?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then to the east of it, what's that, District 5? We've been here before.
We have.
District 5 is in a good place.
I vote to leave it all alone.
Well, yes, and so if we touch 8, then now we mess up 5.
How would touching 8 mess up 5? Why don't we just leave 5 by itself?
No, I'm saying if we take 8 to put it into 4,
Oh, so the airport doesn't give you anything.
that's what I'm saying. I guess what I'm saying is my initial thought was that we would make 4 bigger by going south. But if we go south, we're going to mess up 8.
Can we see the
And then if we mess up 8,
farther out, Naya? So we can see what we're talking about. Okay.
so if I brought, if in all my ambition, I brought 4 down, I've just taken from 8, right? And then once 8 is too small, we're going to have to look somewhere to take from. We can't take from downtown. We can't take from 6. And so I don't want to necessarily do that. We've been down that road before.
It looks like, oh goodness. No matter what, because 3 is under, 8 is under,
Yeah.
and they arguably, 3 would have to take from 4 or 8.
Yeah.
but as it goes. So no matter what, when we get back to that population question,
So maybe we have to go east.
Also, as a note, District 5 is slightly over as well.
Can you drop the data so I can see 5 real quick? 5 is the downtown one is a little over.
no, 5 is the
No,
one on
5
the
is the
outside.
southeast,
That one, yeah.
Mideast areas.
Could we go south and then go east? Go south in 4 so that we can go east in 8?
Do we start the other way? Like if we take from the east on 8 to go to, or
Yep,
which way you're trying to go, and then look at 4?
yep, yep,
We just have more things to cut from for 4.
yep.
I guess I'd like to call out that like 1 and 2 are really out of whack. So and I know it was a few weeks ago when we played with, I think the Graceland area. But and I can't remember if there was an issue with contiguity up there, but like, does that go back into 4?
So which one is Area 2?
The one in the dark blue.
The one that surrounds Upper Arlington?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
See, to me, the eastern part of that makes no sense with the rest of it.
Yeah, I vote that we do Jeff's move that we saw last time. And
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Then we can get the populations together, but at least everything will be actually together. 2 is just weird.
Right.
That was the one where you guys were fixing the contiguity issue, so you added that on the other side for contiguity purposes.
Right.
For the things that were right here.
So Jeff's approach would take that blue piece that looks like New Jersey and turn it into District 1?
That is Hayden Run. The Hayden Run area would go to District 1.
Let's try it.
So the Hayden Run from the Columbus communities?
Yes.
Okay.
And then the part that
Wait, but then 1 is going to get even bigger.
Yeah, it'll have to
Then
for
we'll-
a second.
Okay, I'm with you.
Because then we can steal from 1 for
Yep,
4 or
yep.
for 9.
Yep.
And so you want the entirety of Hayden Run going to District 1?
Yeah.
For now.
Mind you that this is
That-
still
that-
going to be District 2.
I was going to tell you that too. That should go to 1.
Okay.
It'll almost have to connect all the way back over, wouldn't it?
To be contiguous?
Keep going.
Is that like one house that's still blue?
Yeah, it looks
Little
like there's something
tiny
still blue. But
There, yeah.
so you know what the population change was?
District 1 now has 118,000 people.
And you have a contiguity issue with the rest of the district too.
And District
Yeah,
2 has 71,000.
Yeah, I'm trying to just navigate us back to how Jeff had it broken up. So the portion, that blue, District 2 blue at the bottom would fall into a different district.
This?
Yeah, so that wouldn't be a contiguity problem. And the same with the other 2 that you can see here. They became different districts. Basically, District 2 disappeared, the way we had it, and it shifted into something else.
What would you like me to do with this piece?
That part that you're looking at now, the University District became part of the quote-unquote downtown district. The whole of it, it looks like.
So everything that's light blue over to the west became light blue?
The blue, yes, the blue swapped, or sorry, changed. So the part where your cursor is, for now, I guess, it's District 9.
It's a shame you can't save just like a certain stage of this and go back to it.
So that would go to
One,
District 1, yeah.
So where is the stopping at this?
Clintonville.
Okay. So,
District 1 stops at Clintonville.
well, no, I'm asking where is like the
What
bound,
street?
what boundary do you want me to cut between District 9 and District 1?
where are we?
saying-
What's a street where the blue meets the pink?
Oops, sorry.
It's the Park of Roses.
Is that Arcadian or Acton?
This is Overlook Drive. There's the Park of Roses. Hollenbach Drive.
Yeah, Hollenbach is west of High, Acton is east of High. They changed names.
And this is 315 right here running through.
315's running north and south.
Yes.
What's the northern, is there a northern line across the top, or we're going to keep it?
It looks like District 1 is going all the way up right now. Yeah,
What street is that? Right beneath your cursor. Go down a little, right down,
McCoy Road.
right there.
That's McCoy Road, which turns into Highland Drive, which goes into Marburn Drive and back across the freeway. Or I think it stops, actually. 'Cause on the other side of the freeway, there's green space, which is the Park of Roses.
I guess it works. And what are the population numbers right now?
The population numbers for District 1 is 129,409, District 2, 49,620, and District 9, 95,614.
All right,
By the end of this, District 2 will disappear.
right. That's the goal.
If
Constitute
I'm
it.
So
not
would you like-
mistaken, the Clintonville Area Commission meets at the Whetstone Community Center, which is adjacent to Park of Roses. Would it make sense to go ahead and move Park of Roses
Into Clintonville?
into the same district as Clintonville?
That makes sense.
Wait, which way is that? I'm just trying, I don't know what we're talking about.
So we'd basically just be moving the boundary a little bit
Down.
south to include the Park of Roses and
Yep.
Whetstone area, so that
For
they'd
District
actu-
1?
District 1 will come down a little south.
District 1's already over.
It's way over.
right?
Yeah, but we said it was going to bump up to bump down is what we said, Avery.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
And we have to figure out where we're gonna add a district back.
So rather than following the brook there, I was proposing that we bring in the eastern portion of the light blue, we bring it down basically to the major street as opposed to following the brook, just.
Right,
And I see where you're at.
right.
Yeah.
Don't use the river or the brook as a boundary. Come down,
So that, to,
maybe right there.
I can't see it from here, but
Yep.
the Park Road or something?
Which road are you looking at? This one?
the base of the park.
Something like that. Bring the top part of District 1 down
That's
some,
North Broadway.
to about.
This is North Broadway.
I wasn't necessarily suggesting going that far, but we could, I suppose.
Right.
Since we're already using it as a boundary further to the east, it would kind of make sense.
Yep.
Okay, so what are we doing?
We're still trying to decide.
Okay, I just want to make
Bringing
sure that I
the
didn't hear a
pink down
clear
some.
direction.
Just for argument's sake, let's go ahead and select the sort of rectangle, lopsided rectangle that would continue that line to the left of your cursor
Yep.
down. Yes, let's just make all that District 1 for now. Just to keep life kind of simple while we figure this out.
Bingo.
I can live with that.
Yep.
Okay. District 1 is now at 131,255 people.
There's a lot of density there.
Let's zoom out.
District 2 is at 49,433.
Okay.
And we said we were going to pretty much get rid of 2 in some ways right now.
So the remaining part of District 2 would be District 7.
Right.
For contiguity, the numbers might change, but yes.
So you would like to make District 2 District 7?
Move 7 up
Yes.
to take over 2.
Yes. And that gets us to where? And District 7 is not going to be huge. But part of that goes to District 6. And it just keeps swinging it around.
Yep.
Never fails.
Uh-oh, are 2 and 7 the same color? Oh, 2's disappearing.
Yeah, we just
Right.
did that.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
And what's District 6 looking like, number-wise?
I don't know where. Last I had it was at 84,000.
And we wanted it 93?
Between 87 and 90 for this activity.
So if I understood where you're going, you're now proposing to create, in effect, a new District 2 out of the combination of District 1 and District 9? Or am I misunderstanding where you're going?
Basically, that's where I'm going here. The map that Jeff
Okay.
got us to.
Yeah.
So it should balance back up to the north once we continue around.
Okay.
Sort of. Some of it wasn't balanced, and we knew that. But when we're talking about at least the cleanliness of the, now what we have on the west side, with the districts at least being more together, but they're vastly out of balance. But that actually, so if now part of 1 goes into more easily into part of 4, because 4 is still down by 7,600,
Yeah.
1 is way over.
Yeah.
So part of that comes
So we could just,
off.
do we continue north-south with 4 going up?
We could,
Should we try that
Could.
night?
I don't see a lot of commonality between what I think of as traditional Northland, sorry about that, and the portion north of I-270, at least above Schrock. As you get into the far northwest, it's very different.
so the cut is on
About
the
the-
south, is what you're saying?
Well, it may have to be to the north, but
Can you tell us more about what's happening above 270?
It's Polaris.
yeah.
So that's not similar to anything, really. So it's got to join something.
I guess you're right.
Can we just see for one move how many numbers we get if we take 4 further north instead of dropping down south?
So what community is that?
What's that, Commissioner Saraswella?
Community.
That is the far north community.
Yeah.
How much of this do you want to continue
Like
following
right
this line?
straight up. Yep, like that. Yes, ma'am. So District 4 now has,
97,167.
So
perfect.
that worked, but do we need to look at it a little closer to make sure that the cut is right? You know what I mean?
On the, you want to look at the western border of 4?
I just want to look
Northwest?
at what we just put up there. So like, did we need to go further one way or the other?
Yeah.
Because
I-
of what that major throughway is. And I know I don't know.
We have a north expert in here.
I'm looking at you.
Right.
I know,
He's already feel like he's
I'm afraid.
compromised his principles.
I'm afraid.
There's Polaris.
This is Old Slate Road.
Old
Okay.
State, yeah.
Old State, yep. Yeah, that's, now, of course, there are a lot of apartment communities. They're south of the Parkway, south of Lozelle.
This is Lozelle right here.
We're all the way in
Yeah.
Delaware County. I didn't know Columbus went into Delaware County.
Yep, Columbus is in 3 different counties, I think, maybe 4.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, where are our numbers now? What are we trying to?
We're right where we need to be for 4.
Well,
We're over.
We're
A
over
little
4
bit.
by 10,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we need to come down a little bit.
Numerically.
But District 1 is still way out over.
yeah.
And District 7 has 138,000. That is the one that is the most over.
Right. We're going to get there.
Having spent some time in this part of town, I don't know if we
Can
can
you pull the data back up a little bit? I'm sorry.
split it.
Which part, the Polaris?
Yeah. I mean, this whole north part, to your point, there's a lot of apartment complexes.
Okay, thank you.
Some people are upset.
That's right. My phone is ringing. My neighbors are calling.
7 is where? Okay, thank you.
Can you zoom out a little bit, Naya? Let's see. Okay.
Should we go further west all the way over to 315? Or is that exacerbating the problem?
I think we're going the wrong direction if
Yeah.
if we do. We're,
Okay.
It's like maybe the far north stays together. We cut off some of or divvy off some of the northwest on the south.
Say that again.
I'm saying if we keep the far north as part of District 1, and now can we scroll down to see the bottom of District 4?
Commissioner
Oh, sorry.
Frost is playing 3D chess here. I
I'm
think.
sorry.
No, I'm just
But,
saying.
yeah, so if that part of District 1 right there, if that part of District 1, which is the base of
Oh, you
the
mean Frost.
northwest
Yeah, but-
area, maybe, and it's very populated, so if that portion shifted into 4 instead of the north part shifting into 4,
Yeah.
maybe that would be more amicable to
If
people.
what shifts into 4?
The base of this northwest district, what we're looking at here?
Yeah.
The pink? So I'm saying if part of that little, maybe the part that's just over District 9 shifts into 4 instead, and then we leave District far north with the rest of the northwest?
Sure.
I don't know if that, if you don't want to cut it up north.
I have no issue with that.
Okay. Yeah. Naya, could you remove the north part that we added? Remind us of what number
Is that like an easy undo, one back switch and?
I'm not going to do the back switch just in case I was getting the other red dots that I found. So you want all this going back into District 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
for now?
Yeah.
And then now on the southeast part of 4, southwest part, expand west.
And that portion goes into District 9. That's what I was saying. Does that
The southwest part of 4 will now eat up a piece of 9.
southwest part of District 1 eats up a part, goes into 9. So the pink, if you scroll to where it meets the blue, I'm saying that either that portion goes to the blue or to the 4, to the brown.
To the
So
4.
Clintonville.
To the brown? Yeah.
Put that to the 4.
So
yeah.
Clintonville goes into District 4.
All of this?
No, 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 no.
There's a whole lot of population
Yeah,
there. that's
it's
gonna-
28, it's like 30,000 people.
What number are we at? What's District 4 right now?
It's got to be at 86.
You said the amount for District 4?
Yeah.
8,918.
Okay, there we go. My number hadn't changed. So District 4 is under by 6. So if we shift all of Clintonville over, that's too much.
This is again where I might suggest Beechwold.
Yeah,
It's an intermediate. It's kind of where we were before.
north of Morris.
Just that little chunk north of Morse, sort of north of the District 4 label there.
All the way at the top of District
Yep.
1, right there. That little hat.
That piece would
Yep.
go over to District
Yep.
4. How much of that piece?
Right there.
Just that square?
That's in the,
Just,
yeah.
Start anyway,
Yep,
yeah.
Yep. Perfect. Well, and that little eagle head piece.
So, yeah, we want to go across High, is
Yep.
that High Street,
Yep.
just to 315 to grab the remainder of that.
Yeah, get the rest of that pink.
well, let's see what we're at. Number?
Yeah,
84,993.
pretty close.
And so that would bring us closer,
Yep.
that little bit.
Yep.
We never did figure out why Kanawha is its own little domain there, but
Which one is Kanawha?
I have no
that's
idea.
right there in the middle of that white block,
Oh.
which I don't understand whether that maybe, I guess, some kind of township.
Should that pink above that part that you're talking about go brown?
I don't think it's,
Or does it stay? I
it
don't know if it's a
contiguous?
railroad or what.
is it contiguous?
I can't tell. Can we zoom in? A little.
It would depend on whether or not this was incorporated in the city or incorporated in the county.
Oh, that's not the part I was talking about. I was talking about the pink above the brown.
I know, but she was asking, it would be, I think she
So
was
that's-
asking.
Isn't that Antrim?
That is a weird pink.
I'm sorry?
Is that Antrim Park? Is that what you're talking about? The lake?
It's a lake,
That-
yeah.
Yeah.
There's probably no people in there, but I was just saying it goes to brown.
I think you're right. That is Antrim.
It is Antrim Park.
It could go either way, I guess.
Yeah, I think you're
It's not
right.
going to change the population number, but it could go either
Right.
way.
I'd say keep it where it is for now for the sake of ease.
Yeah.
What do we
All right.
got now for 1 and 4?
District 1 is at 86,776,
That's close enough.
and District 1 is 125,445.
Yep. So now let's zoom out so we see where we can pick from 1. List.
See, the problem is the District 1 now can only exchange population with District 9.
Or 4.
Yeah, although we kind of got 4 where we
Right,
wanted.
right.
Well, that's where we can, I think 9 is the one we can play with.
Yeah. Well, 9 is the one we know we need to play with.
Yeah.
Because it's downtown and
Yeah.
university
So
and,
let's play with the top of 9.
yeah.
But wouldn't, I mean, maybe not, but wouldn't 4 go down instead of 1 coming around it? Like,
Or
what
go
is the-
down instead of what?
1 coming around it. Like, what's the, like the part, you see that pink that's floating into, maybe we just did that?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
That's-
okay. Not that part, I was talking about the part next to 4.
I don't think there's a good way to cut that part.
I would, yeah, because,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just
It's
turning into a
very high
really weird
density.
shape again.
I just want to make a note that we are at 6:50 PM.
Thank you.
And we only have 8.
Okay.
So let's look where 1 connects with 9 and take some of the number, because 9 is at 126, we said? Or 1 is at 126, I'm sorry?
1 is at 125, 9
Yeah.
is at 93,961.
Yep.
They're both too big, but
And District 2 doesn't have any people. That's still a free district.
So, yes, it is. District 2, 7, they do touch each other?
That's not District 2. District has 0 people. It's just there. That's where I used to be at.
Okay, no, thank you. So what am I looking at? District 7, and, okay.
and just for my clarification, is Hayden Run anywhere at the moment?
It's
Yes, it's
District
in 1. Isn't it? I don't see it, though.
It's in District 1, it's over there.
This is Hayden
Yes,
Run
but
right
it
here.
doesn't-
That's
doesn't
District
look-
1.
It
It's
doesn't
not
look
colored.
Because
It's not
it's-
assigned anything at the moment.
It is pink, it is also highlighted, and when it's highlighted, it has a yellow boundary around it.
Yeah, it's highlighted because I used the identifier tab to identify it so I could
Okay.
grab the whole district.
All right, you scared me.
7.
All is fair in love and map drawing.
So I say we got to play with 1, 9, and 7, right?
And add a district.
What the heck did we do?
Because District 1 and 7 are over the exact amount we need for another district.
So,
Are they?
so 9 is really the only thing that we can,
1 and
well, I
7.
mean, like 9 is the connecting point between
And 9 is
1
the connecting point, and we still are down a district. Like, so, do we have to reconfigure the middle to add a 9th district? And then use that to balance out the other population?
No. So if I hear you right, 7, we cut off the part that says 2. We know that's not really 2, but we cut it off and then we balance off between 2 and 9, right? That's probably one of the more forgiving border areas anyway.
If we do it right, that could get at our challenge we've been having on the Southwest.
Right.
Like the Cooper Stadium area, the Franklinton.
No, this
South
is going to push
Franklinton.
us right into that.
Here's a little bit of District 2 with
that
no
could become a
population.
district.
Yes, 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 yes,
There we
yes.
go. Yeah. Okay, it's fixed.
'Cause, yeah,
So if we took the top half of what's labeled as District 7 and divided it just in the middle,
what if, because right now, it looks like the majority of that is Far West and West Scioto to the north, and Westland and Greater Hilltop to the south. But Greater Hilltop has the most people in all of those places. So, I don't know how I was helping, I'll just give you some information. So if the top, so 36 and 37 have what? That's-
Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you.
That's 50,000 people in those two districts. And so if we can see how we cut some of what, maybe it's the Greater Hilltop,
yeah.
Greater Hilltop and Westland combined have 93,000 people. So we could cheat into it, but that still doesn't give us the difference. Like, it doesn't split even.
Well, we still have to make that other district, right?
Yeah.
So if we turn the top half of 7 into 7, the bottom half into 2, and then use 9 as the overfill.
If, or only if that 7 has more people than 2 to start, because it doesn't have anywhere to take people from. Like District 7, is it touching 9? Maybe a little bit. But if we cut it up in half, it won't be.
Well, just cut it right there. Cut it right, yeah, right across.
where?
But what I'm saying is that there's nowhere above, north of that north part to take, and it's going to be less. So we have to cut it shorter, the other way.
Either way, let's see what number we get, right? N7?
So you want to cut from which street? Or from here across?
Right where the blue and the pink meet, maybe, right across? Down,
Here?
right there. What's that? Yep.
That's broad.
That is East Broadway,
Huh? No way.
No, it's East Broad, yeah.
or East Broad,
East
I'm
Broad.
sorry. That's what I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well,
And you want all that in 7.
just to look.
This is usually the point where I get up and go, I need to take a walk. And clear my head.
I'll have to see.
District 7 now has 148,643 people.
District 6, what does that say?
District 6 has 84,063.
So if 7 has 148,
Well, almost.
we have to cut it in half again.
Yeah.
Can you zoom out? Oh, we have to keep going over. And that becomes, yeah, half of 7 needs to become 2. How do we make that happen? How do we make,
That's what I thought you were trying to do just now.
That's what- yeah.
So, I don't know.
because District 2 should still have 0, right?
It does?
Okay, so we want the top half of 7, or some half of 7 should be 2 now.
Where exactly would you like to start cutting at? This is 70 right here for
I'd go further south.
knowledge purposes.
Do we, I mean,
And this is 270.
What were you going to say?
what, do we make it kind of, like looking at West Scioto, Far West, Westlands, like kind of wrap it around, and then, are you,
Comes this interior piece is what you're saying?
yeah.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah, I don't know what the vision was, if you wanted to like kind of
Oh.
just split it down.
It's kind of like this. This is what she's talking about for 7.
I think that's how you do it,
And then
yeah.
that is 2.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know. Yeah.
Can't wait to
Let's see
hear
what-
Jeff say I told
Yeah,
you.
let's see what Jeff's, well, let's go to Jeff's numbers from
Like,
last
I want to
week.
use my map, and now we're using my map.
Hold on.
So, that being said, it looks like the Far West and West Scioto communities stay 7, and 52, Westland stays 7. However, 53, the Hilltop,
You can't see those though, can you not?
she can,
I can identify them. Do you want me to identify these?
Okay.
And add these to what district?
so I'm thinking, so you're saying that the Hilltop would be the new number 2?
Well, it doesn't matter. I thought that it doesn't matter the number.
I know that this is Hilltop, and part of Hilltop is currently in 6 right now.
I was just thinking like 2 could be kind of that C.
Oh, I got you. So leave the interior of the C.
Yeah.
pink, and then the parts.
Yeah, that be District 2.
So is this accurate, this C?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it would also cut back into District, what number is that?
6?
Yeah, but
Is in trouble anyways. If the pink parts of those communities change to become the new District 2, then hopefully that won't affect the 9 and 6. That's kind of what it looks like. So, yeah.
Okay, so let me make sure I'm hearing correctly. So basically, everything around Prairie Township that's not in this Hilltop goes into District 2.
yes.
Okay.
Is there a contiguity issue right there around Beulah Park? There's a very narrow little strip there. Maybe it's wide enough.
Where are you talking about?
Just before you zoomed out, I'm sorry. In what is now District 6, the western portion is connected just above Beulah Park by something quite narrow, and I just want to make sure
Oh,
it's
yeah,
something
down
that
there.
we can actually use to connect it.
It's connected.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
See?
Yep, I see that. Thank you.
This too.
What is that?
It's
Valley
part of
View?
District. It's McKinley Avenue, Norfolk Southern, and CSX.
It's
So
probably
there-
not going to be many people, yeah.
So
This is 670 right here.
where's Grandview Avenue?
Grandview is above that.
No, but Grandview Avenue comes
Oh.
down on McKinley.
Use that as
Oh, yeah, it's
divider.
that.
Yeah.
Use that, yep.
So cut above Grandview, so this should be District 2.
Grandview's
9
going
and
north and
2,
south.
right? Isn't that what we're saying?
So on the west or the left of Grandview is District 2, and on the right is District 9.
Okay. So basically, all of this, stopping at this line, 'cause this is where the hilltop starts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Central Avenue comes, this is like, yeah.
You want that one to stay District 9 or keep it District 2?
Or does it say
Which?
District 7?
It goes on both sides of,
That last strip.
So
that you
yeah,
just
that's
clicked?
where Coda's
I don't see it.
McKinley Avenue.
Where are we?
right here.
It's
This
the
is
last one
Grandview,
that she just did.
McKinley Park. It's this strip. It goes
I'd say
on
make
both
it
sides.
2.
And then the rest of this goes to District 9.
Yeah.
This gotta go somewhere else.
9, I think.
All of that to 9, yep.
Okay. District 9 has 83,938 people. District 2 has 79,312 people. District 1 still has 125,000 people.
And look at
And
7.
District 7 has 69,318 people.
1, 2, and 7 have to, so 2 and 7 have to come up, 1 come down. 2 and 7 and 1.
3 has to come up. 4 is technically in the clear. 5 needs to go down. 6 needs to go up. 7 needs to go up. 8 needs to go up.
And let's look at them
And
all.
9 needs to go down. Or up, I'm sorry.
So 1 needs to come down.
What's 9?
9 is at 83,938. Unfortunately, of the ones touching District 1, District 9 is the only one that's under.
So 9 can grow down into District 7, and District 7 can creep into District 6, right?
District 6 is currently under by about 3,000.
Whack-a-mole, whack-a-mole, whack-a-mole. 6 needs, and what does 8 need? 6 and 8 both need more?
8 needs about 1,500 people.
Seven
We
needs
have
a
that
lot.
deviation period of 874 people, so I feel like as long as it's not minus or plus more than 874, you're technically within the 1%.
2 needs to go up a little bit, 7 needs to go up a little bit, and 1 needs to come down a lot. Okay, I'm ready to look. 1 needs to come down, 2 needs to go up, 7 needs to go up.
Unfortunately, you can't get anybody directly from 1 to 2 or 7, if I was following that. They need to go by way of District 9, right?
2 could take from 6, right? That southern border of 2 could grow down into 6?
It could.
Technically, we split up Westland.
Let's bring the southern border of 2 down into 6 more.
So if you could add the rest of the Westland district into.
Yep.
It should be going to District 2.
Do you want this piece as well?
Yes. If it obeys. Perfect.
That brings District 2 to 82,701 people.
What'd you say?
82,701 people.
Okay.
District 6 is what?
District 6 has 80,674.
We're gonna shrink 1.
To get the population growth in 2, we're gonna have to take from 7 and repopulate it. 7's already down 18,000 people.
What do you mean?
Well, because like that part that's touching District 9 and District 2, there's not a lot of people, but District 2 is down 4,700 people. And so I'm like the only population to move is in District 7 or 6, both of which are down a bunch. Just that's what it's touching.
So 9 has room to grow up into 1, right? Mm-hmm. And then does 7 have room to grow into 9?
It's not enough people. Like in those districts of 9, there are not a lot of people.
District 1 still has 125,445 people.
That can go into 9. And then 9 can take what 7 used to have. Can we take District 9 further north? What's the northernmost border of 9?
It's up around Park of Roses. It's where we put it recently.
So we could even go up to Henderson or arguably to Morse.
This is Henderson right here
Can we try it up to Henderson?
for District 9.
Yes, ma'am. That tag for District 2, that's just the remnant, right?
Yeah.
So now we want to see what that did to 1. So 1 is now
It took about
1/4.
10,000 people. So District 9 has 94,773 people.
9 has 94. And what's adjacent to 9 that needs on the south part of it?
I'm sorry?
On the southern part of 9, I think 7 needed still, right?
All of them. Sorry, it's not.
This is Arena District, so there's Nationwide,
Right.
Spring Street, Long. Goodell Park is right here.
So
This is First and Second in Short North.
what about when you go south? What's where the green meets the pink or whatever that is? What's that?
Wasn't that Broad Street?
That's 315 and 70. And Thomas Ave.
So could we make District 9 go down to touch District 6? Right there?
Sure.
You're saying take population of District 6 and put it in,
District 7. All of this from District 7 would go into
Yes.
9.
okay, yep.
Are y'all in agreement with doing that?
I mean, it doesn't matter, but I was like, 7 is down 18,000 people, and 9 is over 7,300. So, I mean, I know we're shifting all around,
Right.
but, so, it doesn't matter.
I think, yeah, we got to do this in order to get 1 down because we're so limited on 1.
Yep.
Okay, so what's our population now?
District 9 now has 110,003 people.
In District 7.
District 7 has 54,088 people.
So 6 needs to take from one of its borders.
6 has 80,674 people.
Do we go back up to the north to get that situated before we figure out this part?
I feel like this is the closest we've been to something really making sense, though. What was one's number?
114,610 people.
And four's number? I'm sorry.
4 is 86,776.
So we're back at that Polaris situation, right? Unless somebody has another way to slice it.
Well, no, can you scroll in on where 1 and 9 and 4 kind of meet? So if we, so District 1 is,
So District 1 needs to lose population, but the only places it can go
Are 4 or not?
are 9,
Right.
both of which 4 is balanced right now, and 9 already has too many people.
Yeah. And just for funsies, 3 is under by 3,500. Now, that might help, though, because if some 4 goes to 3, but you still, this little quadrant of town is way over, way over.
Is this where 3 would come over?
It would have to be somewhere over here. Is Easton in 4 or 3 right now?
Easton's in 3.
And so is it, like we talked previously, and we just cut it back over? Because is that still Cleveland? That's the
That's
Morse.
Westerville,
north for District 4, the eastern border is
Morse.
Cleveland.
Oh,
Cleveland, okay.
The southern border at this angle is
Excuse me.
Morris, but this is Cleveland.
we put all that back in 3?
Everything east of Cleveland, is that what you're saying? Everything old is new again.
Let's do it. Let's put that wedge back into 3. Sorry.
This wedge,
Yes, ma'am.
It didn't really change
It
population.
won't change
Change
much.
anything?
Do we go further?
At a certain point, we're going to start having to.
Then let's do it now.
I'm just not sure what in North London would move to District 3.
Morse Road all the way over.
Over to what?
Over to District, what's the blue one?
that's 9.
All the way to 9.
Morse is that one, isn't it?
Morse would be the
Morse.
northern
That's
border.
Morse, yeah. 9 doesn't go to Morse Road, does it?
No. So I'm saying everything that's brown below below Morse would become District 3.
Can you zoom out? It's a whole bunch of people.
District 3 has 84,993 people.
So we only want about 3,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of density there.
Okay.
But the only way, arguably, even though it's, that actually, okay, that's interesting. But District 1 has 114,000 people
That we have to get out.
that we have to get out. So if, like, that part of, the bottom part of 4 went to 3, then some of District 1 could go into 4.
Into 4, yeah.
Right,
It's going to take more than one step. We
Right.
can't do it in one step.
right.
Neighborhood is
So let's start with putting some of making some of District 4, the bottom part, into 3.
So it looks like North Linden.
Yep. The eastern part of North Linden.
This is Oakland Park Avenue for,
Right.
So right where you are to the east, becoming District 3.
What is the north-south? There
So
are
everything on the east side of Linden Park.
well, I guess we did it to other places.
is Linden Park a north-south street?
You see it right behind you, right below you?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So everything, how far?
Go right to the the edge of Linden Park, maybe.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying how far up?
Once you go a little more, like all the way. So that
Which streets are we
so
looking at?
Northern Lights, right beneath Northern Lights.
That's Medina Avenue.
Where's McGuffey?
Is that really going to be enough?
McGuffey runs this way though.
Doesn't McGuffey run north and south?
I don't think so.
Yes.
Yeah, north and south. North
This
and
is
south.
McGuffey right here.
I'm trying to think of what are the arteries, because Linden, like, it is super residential, so we're gonna be, like, wherever we cut it, if we could do it on the main street, that probably would be better.
That's one street over from the western edge of Linden Park and about 3 streets over from the right edge.
And Columbus Alternative High School would be on the right side, or, yeah, it's on McGuffey.
There you go. Right there, might as well.
That puts Cos in the new rec center in one, and everything else in the other?
So from McGuffey over goes into District 3.
Sure.
See what happens.
Hold on, I lost the street.
Ten years from now, you drive up McGuffey, you see, Dave for mayor or city council over here, Commissioner Frost for city council.
Yeah.
This is one of those that if it goes forward, like on our alternative map, I wouldn't cut Linden. You know how, like, so for this, one version, we're cutting through neighborhoods, and then what does another version look like when we don't cut through those, but cut through others?
Yep, yep.
Just for equity.
Am I keeping going up on Carl Road to 3?
Where are you at?
I can't see where we are. I think that's good right there.
What are we
And
at?
pull in that little brown dangle,
Thistle there.
yeah, little appendix.
That's Ferris Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's a big one, but the way we just cut it, we might as well put it all together.
What's their population now?
98,761 for District 3.
3 is
We were
98.
trying to give it a little bit, we gave it a lot.
Because we're gonna, oh, yeah.
Then 8 needs.
District 9 still has 110,000 people.
Yeah, 8 needs, 9 needs to lose.
7 has 54,088 people. District 4 has 71,924.
Which one was 54,000?
District 7.
District 7.
Seven needs a lot. 4 needs 1. All right. ready to see the overall again. So 4 needs some. 9 and 1 need to lose some. So 4 can take some from 1.
7 needs to take some from 9.
7 from 9, yeah. So can we expand 7 further east, wrapping around? Are you guys willing to go east with 7 encroaching on 9, the bottom half of 9? All right.
So District 7, I'm wondering if we, eat more into 9.
Yep.
Sorry.
Take it east and have all that light blue that is touching green become pink that's touching green.
So it'd be.
You're saying green.
Can you just move all of
And
South-
maybe one of
the
us is
southwest-
colorblind.
Yeah.
community into,
District 7?
yeah.
Okay. This is what y'all took
7
out
is
of 7
up.
before.
7 is way up.
There's 7?
No, 7
7 is
is
down.
still way down.
Oh, 7 needs to, okay.
7 has 50-something thousand people.
Okay. My apologies.
That's okay, it's hard to keep track.
I'm with you now. 7 needs to gain. So.
You said Southwest, Commissioner Saraswela?
Yes.
And move into District 7.
Yep.
Yes, that's what I was saying.
What would you like to do with this piece that's left out?
Wait, which piece you showing?
Make that 7, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's that piece that's to the top northeast part of the District 7. It looks like it's still District 6, but it's in District 7 or 9. If you zoom back in right there, that piece.
7?
Yes.
Yeah.
District 7 has 75,066 people.
You're getting there.
So now where 7 connects with 9,
It's connected to both 9, 6, and 2.
would that southwest part of 9 become more 7?
Southwest part of 9.
This?
Yeah. Possibly if we could zoom into it. Which streets are there? So
This
that's
is
Broad Street.
Westtown. This is Broad.
If we put Franklinton, which is 9,882 people.
Into 7?
Uh-huh.
I'd agree.
Do you want this piece to remain in there, or do you want to take it back to 7? Or does it matter?
Let's just leave it for now. What's the number?
83,637.
Can I see the data one more time? I'm sorry.
District 6.
I need to go feed my parking meter. I'll be back in a moment. I ended up parking in a meter
Really?
space.
If you would like, you have time to move your vehicle to, I said if you would like, you could also just move your vehicle to the other
Yeah, I
side.
can-
They were probably all full when he got here.
Yeah, they were full when I got here. I can move it if there's a space available.
You just want to get that last bit of
How
sun.
much longer are we staying?
The map has to go out on the 1st, so I guess whenever you guys are done.
You said the map has gone on first, so then what?
I guess whenever you guys are done.
So we have 1 to get down,
I'm good with the data.
3 to get down, and 9 to get down. 1, 3, and 9. Okay. Can we zoom out again?
Sure.
One, 3, and 9. So 1, 3, and 9. 1, 3. 3. And 9. What? No. 1, 3, and 9 have to get smaller. So we haven't let District 6 grow northward yet, have we? Into 9? Because that's all the German Village section? The northern part of 6 is German Village?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a conversation you guys had about German Village and the south side being the same or different.
So we need 1, 3, and 9 to get smaller. 1 to get smaller there. 3,
And 6 is it 27,000 under?
Yep.
oh, so 6 can grow into 3.
6 can grow into 9.
3 and 9.
Yeah.
But we got that German Village piece.
6 right now can only go into 9 because it's not connected to 3.
Yeah, it's not connected to 3.
Wait, how is 6 not connected?
6 is
to
the
3?
south side.
6 is there and 3 is up there.
What's, oh, all right, I was calling 8, 3. That's my blurry vision. All right. 1, 3, and 9. 1, 3, and 9 have to get smaller.
And
Touch 9 for me, Naya. 1, 3, and 9. Okay, 1,
9,
1, 3, and 9 have to
1,
get smaller.
3.
and then 4 and 6 both need to get much bigger.
1, 3, 9, 4, and 6. 1. So how about 4 drop down into the western part of 3?
The
Before
part
Dave
that we
gets
just
back.
put into District 3, put it back into District 4?
Oh, we did just do that. But didn't we just say 4 has to get bigger?
It does, and 3 has to get smaller.
So where else can it happen?
3 has
It really can't happen anywhere else that I can see. 9 also has to get smaller.
So District 6, what if we incorporate German Village and maybe, hold on, what am I,
Into the south? I mean, into that,
into District 6, and
Yeah.
how much is, right, yeah. $27,000. Okay, so German Village is,
I say that bottom part of 9 has to get annexed by both 7 and 6.
And then so, okay, question then, because that part you're talking about of 9 is downtown.
Right.
Proper, like the downtown.
what
proper,
about
so
near East Side? What about near East Side?
The near east side is in 8, so drop that, what, to 6?
Like German Village and the Near East. Does that make sense? I don't know.
Honestly, like, we were doing better with the feel and the communities before. Now we're just like cutting, it feels like we're just cutting stuff up. Because if German Village and downtown, which don't have a whole bunch of population, neither of them, well, I said German Village for sure in 6, and Livingston Avenue, because it's not already, it doesn't look like. Is that where your cursor is right now? Livingston Avenue?
Yeah, we kind of split that whole area up a little weird.
Put it all back together?
Yeah.
We were doing it for contiguity though, too, weren't we? Were we concerned about these 8? Below here?
I know we looked into part of Driving Park. I think we're good on that. To put all of the Livingston corridor. Into 6.
And if we continue west along Livingston Avenue, shifting that stuff into District 6?
I
That
wouldn't
includes
be
German
opposed.
Village
I
and
wouldn't be
some of
opposed.
downtown?
Let's do it.
I think so.
I'm sorry, what was that you wanted to do? I was trying to fill them in.
So all of German Village.
And you want that in 6?
Yeah.
Yep. And Schumacher Place, I guess then.
This part?
Yep.
Take everything over to the railroad?
So right now, it looks like the Brewery District is,
District 6 has 67,000, so you want to keep going over?
Yeah.
So all of this?
well, we know that downtown's population doubled in the last census, so.
District 6 is at 68,459.
What is 9 at now?
9 is at 95,472.
And that's already high, to your point, once we get the real data. And 8 is what? Is that 8?
The yellow?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. 8 has
is also
82,537.
So 8 needs, could we just take that yellow straight down, or was that something we debated on at one point?
Well, 6, if we take 8 straight down, or are you going to take something else to put back in the 6?
No, I'm sorry. I'm talking about that little jut out at the bottom of 9. Yeah, what is that?
That's Columbus State, like,
Columbus State. Grant Medical Center.
I could see that going in 8 if we needed it there.
Yeah, and 8 is down. So you think it's south of Broad?
Yep. Yep.
So all of this from down,
Yes.
all the way across to the pink? Or,
I was thinking north-south, but what do you guys think about?
well, I'm just asking where's the stop point from Broad? Because Broad is going east-west, so from down, how far across?
That's what I was putting up to the other commissioners.
Because once you cross the river, that part is more like 7 than it is like 8.
But what if we took like the bottom of the yellow up top and just brought that all the way down?
That's way farther north than Broad Street.
Yeah, because Broad Street is right here.
What is the bottom of the yellow?
670.
Is that like back there by Fort Hayes?
how many do we need in
Yeah.
6?
Short answer.
Because what, there's 10,000 people in the 2010, or 5,000 people in the 2010 census? In downtown, hold on.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
I'm speaking out loud, I'm sorry.
Okay.
You don't think that that would be similar, Commissioner
There's only
Frost?
5,000 people in the downtown community.
Yeah, so it's not going to add too many things. If you split downtown, where you're talking about, I forget the name of that street, where,
Grant?
I was going to say even Cleveland. And then leave the rest of 9. Or put that other half of that part into District 7. Okay, so you're saying, basically, the area south of the convention center.
I was thinking more the Fort Hayes, then what's the
Yeah, 'cause when you-
Faith Mission, that street past Hills Market, that street that goes straight down.
Talking about Grant, I was saying go
Grant.
further.
Okay.
What are you saying?
When you said Hills Market, and then I think that's Cleveland, because Hills, yeah, and Grant, because there's Grant,
And then Hills is the next one.
yeah, and then there's Gay Street, and you're going that direction.
And population, it's not going to change too much, whether we
You don't
go
think?
Grant or Cleveland. Downtown, not at all.
Because you're thinking about that area by the old bakery, right? That's like, that goes over 71 and 670, I
Right.
want to say.
And that's like Italian Village and stuff, but things east of that can go into 8, just fine. 8 is still down 4,900, 9 is still over 8,000, 6 is down 19,000, 4 is down 15 and a half, and 1 is over 27.
6 is down how much?
6 is at 68,459.
Almost 20,000.
5 is over by 1,400, so if we had to go that way, 8 is still down 4,900. How did it, wow.
Look at that look of satisfaction.
No, I just don't think we're making much progress.
No, we're not. It feels like we're worse than we started.
Whack-a-mole.
It is whack-a-mole. I like the way this
Looks. Oh, looks.
and feels
Yeah.
better, but
But to our council's point, the first is like here. So this looks nice, but we're not done.
Well, the
If you need
biggest
a
challenge.
5-minute break, I'm happy to grant that to you all. To kind of just get up, walk, stretch.
I just had my walk.
Yeah.
It helped.
Yeah,
I think we'll probably have a revolving break, right? One at a time, take a break. You think we all need a break?
I'm about to go home.
So we push through as far as we can.
You said we have or we should?
So we continue, and if some of us have to leave, because we're going past time.
Yeah.
It's understandable.
At least 3 of you have to be here to have quorum, just for.
Okay.
Yeah, I got nothing going on. I can
I'm
stay.
here.
We will carry the load if you can't be here, Jeff.
Well, I got a call about a boiler alarm that was going off.
That's
at
not
the
comfortable. I
fraternity
think you
house
need
that
to
I'm
go
in
check
charge
on
of.
that. Yeah.
And I'm not adding much to this conversation.
Yep. You will not be thought of any less if you leave,
Okay.
You'll be here in spirit.
for sure.
So District 1 is still our big nemesis here
By far.
at the moment.
Can I challenge our thinking about District 4 and 1? Even though today they may not be the same? I mean, when you look at how the city's growing, that's going to become more like something. And, I mean, none of them are, no district is a monolith, right? No district is fully anything. They're all a little bit mixed up and a little bit diverse.
Yeah.
I could make a case for District 4 continuing to go up into Polaris. And I mean, that's what this district would do is the future of what it becomes would be dictated by how the people of that area move their elected official to hear their voices.
I don't see that we have a lot of options. So
I don't either.
I-
So I move that we add that piece back to 4.
Okay, remind me, I gotta just look at,
Yep, that
how
Polaris
under are we on 4?
15,000.
15,000, okay. Well,
That won't
32.
quite get us there. but-
Far north is 28,000, roughly. So we need to cut the far north district.
Let's do it incrementally then. The northwest part of 4, let's incrementally go up into 1.
Okay.
I
Okay.
have, yep.
Okay, so it's putting blank into 1.
What did you say?
You said you're putting something into 1.
Far north, the top.
We're going
We're
to
add-
expand 4 into 1. We're taking away from 1, the northern part of 4.
At the top of it.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
Straight up or
Incrementally, maybe.
Is that a north-south? What is that,
Yes,
running
it is.
north-south?
That is.
that is
Sankis.
Census Boulevard.
Sankis could be, it's a.
Sankis is a
Start with-
good,
Let's start with Sankis.
yeah.
At least, yeah, that'll take us up to Polaris Parkway, and then it starts getting, but there's not a lot of population north of Polaris Parkway.
I'm gonna fix that.
Close enough for government work to see if this is actually going to help us out or
Yeah.
how much.
Let's look at that number. So 4 is now at 85.
245.
Almost where it needs to be.
Should I undo what I just did and take, well, not undo, but take some back that I like put back to 1?
No, you said 4 was at 85, 285?
What's 1 at?
101, 289?
Good math.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I had just read it off of the screen.
Oh, okay.
I'm not that good at math.
So we took a nice bit from 1 and we've added nice to 4.
And 4 is much closer now than it was a second ago.
Yep. So where else can we take from 1?
Well, do we,
Zoom out. There we go.
Really only
The
abuts
top of
District 9, yeah.
Is that 23,
yeah, that's what I was asking.
yeah,
What is that big major?
It's what, 23?
the
Out at the top of
north-south?
This?
Yeah.
It's got
I
to be.
believe,
That light blue line's got to be 23.
No, all the way. I
No,
was
no,
thinking
no,
at
keep
the
going
top,
up.
in District
Yeah, it's Huntley, I
One.
think.
Wait,
It's like an artery or something that's coming.
Go left a little bit. Yeah, that one.
this one?
Yeah.
That's a railway.
Oh.
Norfolk,
Norfolk.
Southern,
And they go straight up across the top of,
CSX.
Maybe the railroad should be the.
right.
Maybe the railroad should be the border of what? Chop off 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that part of 1 goes into 4.
Yep.
Right, so from here down,
Well, all the way up north.
well, up, yeah, but
North and south.
across though.
Yeah.
Up, down, and across.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of multifamily there, so that's probably going to be a pretty big number.
Well, that's good, because we need to cut 13,000 out of District 1.
Yeah.
Are you going to start at Park Road, or do you want to go straight there? 'Cause I know he mentioned it might be a lot.
Try it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just do it. If we need to retreat, we will.
Too far, Dave?
A little bit. It leaked a little bit into, there we go, perfect.
Oops, sorry.
Okay, so,
District 4 has 93,542 people.
93,540.
yeah, too much.
What's 1?
92,992.
Okay.
Yeah, so we moved a little too much population.
Did we?
Or not, actually, we didn't fix the problem with 1, but we did move.
We moved 4 closer than it has been in a while.
That's
Right.
true, that's true.
Let's zoom out. So 4 is close, 1 is getting closer. What's 3's? What do you have for 3, Frost? Okay.
That we're nowhere
3 is
close.
at 98,761.
3 is there. Oh.
Oh, man. Well, back to Dave's point, the addition that we just did on 4, yes, it did reduce 1, but we kind of needed to pull people from 3 into 4. And down in 8, but District 3 has 11,000
Surplus.
people extra. Yeah.
3 does?
Yes. District 8 is under 4,900, so some of
Oh.
that can be divvied down.
So right there where the yellow has a little bit of a, do we make that go straight across?
Right
Probably
here.
have to go higher, but yeah.
You're saying make all that portion in the left?
District 8,
Right in the middle. That green, turn it yellow.
All right, I mean,
Okay.
Just that part
I
that's
see what
dipping
you're
down, we're
saying.
still gonna have to go further.
all right, I think we're cutting up some, well,
Because North Central, I always thought made sense to go to 8 anyways. And that's kind of where that just fell. And then that's all like, I guess, the north, quote-unquote, northeast side. Like where Shepherd and where Brittany Hills and a whole bunch of different places are all within that District 8, including with the Near East Side right now. And then, but we might have to go further north.
Look at that old friend, District 2, blue.
So, let's see here. What is that, Mifflin Township? That little white square?
Loretta, Briarwood, I think that's the little neighborhood we spoke about with the gentleman who joined us a couple of weeks ago. Isn't it?
Say that
That
again?
square is Mifflin Township. It's over there somewhere by East End.
Oh, the gentleman that was sitting here?
Was
Wasn't
here.
He was over
When I
by,
watched, wasn't he Franklin Township? Like
he was
the,
over by Vaughn Harrison, what's that, Urban Crest, right?
Urban Crest is on the south.
No, the guy that was here.
I'm saying Urban Crest is on the south side.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, I recall what you're saying. Okay.
Am I going further south with this yellow, or did I
Let's see those
capture?
numbers.
What are we at for District 3
Do
and
a
8?
check.
District 3 has 94,695. District 8 has 86,603. It only needs,
It's close.
We gotta get
oh, it's
6
actually,
up.
it's in the clear.
We gotta get 6 up.
Does 3 have a border with 6? I'm not
3
able to
is
see the whole.
still over.
Can we do 3 down, 6 up?
They don't touch.
They don't touch, okay.
Yeah.
District 9 is still
9.
over. District 9 is still over.
Yeah.
We need 6 up,
Yeah, they don't.
9 down. 6 up, 9 down, that's all we got is a choice.
It literally is all we have at that.
So can we go,
7 also needs to come up.
can we take 6 up further north?
Do we,
This is Broad Street.
Can we just go ahead up the Broad?
Well, then we're getting into putting German Village into downtown and some of the things we heard about in our meetings, yeah?
I mean,
1%.
German Village was downtown, and then we put it on the south.
German Village is German Village is in District 6 already, so it's already with the south side.
Right. But we're,
But we're about to take Southside up the Broad with this proposal.
yeah, yeah.
And that, the way, you're just talking about in the blue, or are you talking about also?
Yep,
8?
just the blue,
Okay.
just the blue.
it's not going to move it that much, but
You don't think?
no.
Because there aren't that many residents downtown.
Nobody there.
But we just said that the downtown population has doubled.
Right,
Working on old data.
yeah. Right now, yeah, it's only 5,000 for that entire downtown core we're talking about, right now.
Well, I mean, we're gonna have to hedge out. I mean, we'll probably end up doing it into 8 as well, but we gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
Should we just throw all of it in there, is what I'm asking? Or do you just want to?
I wouldn't be opposed to start doing it all, trying it all,
All of downtown, is that what you're saying?
taking 6 all the way up to Broad on both parts.
Oh, I was saying put the whole downtown,
So from nationwide down?
Or whatever the downtown community is.
Oh, okay. I will,
What
Did
are
we-
we saying? Take 6 up to, yeah, that's, I think we're saying.
the
same
whole
thing.
downtown community.
Out of 9, not out of 8, so far.
Out of 9, getting it out of 9.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we're all saying the same thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
that's downtown. You
Yes.
want to put that in 6?
yes.
I think we all said the same thing, yep.
This
Would probably likely also have to go in one of these, just because it's going to separate.
7, even though there's not a lot of people. 7 is still down.
Because that's not part of that anymore.
I'd say, yeah, put that in a
Do
7.
we want to look at the numbers first, or?
I mean, it has to move one way or the other.
6 has 73,000, 7 has 83,000.
7 is 80.
So now we want to go ahead and gobble up that piece of 8?
637. Okay.
No.
What's going on with this District 9 piece?
Hold on. 9246. Sorry, what were you asking about?
The District 9 piece is now separated from District 9 technically.
So what is that? I don't even know.
Put that in
This
6.
is 12 Rivers Drive, so
There's
it's
no
like
people.
where the post office is at.
Oh, okay.
That looks like
Put it
number
in 6, there's no
68.
people there. Right?
Yeah. Or 7.
or 7, anywhere.
I'm fine with 7.
7 makes sense.
Okay. Keep this in, still in 2.
There's a little sliver of blue down, yes, right about there.
I don't realize how poor my eyes are until I work with you guys. I did not see that blue.
Didn't either.
Naya, are you allowed, like, I feel like there's a lot of cleanup of those like little areas that may need done. Are you able to do that like outside of us being here? Is that allowed?
I mean, I'm just doing them as I see them.
Oh, I know, but like before it like goes out next week? just
Oh,
to make
yeah, I
sure?
mean, it'll be, I'm gonna run the review check on it at the end of the week
Got it.
to make sure that everything is cool where it's supposed to be.
All right, numbers once again, please.
Okay.
So we got to get 6 up still.
6 is still way down.
50. That one about 13 people.
If we get 6 up on all of its borders, I think that balances it. If we tug in a little bit at all the things surrounding 6, right?
6 is down
Well,
13,000.
yeah, 4 is still over.
4 is over, 1 is over, 3 is over,
Let
9 is over.
Which of the numbers we said border 6? Because we could just,
7, 8, 9.
8 is perfect. I want to touch 8.
okay, so 7 and 9 then. Can we put some of 7 and 9 into 6? I think we can.
7, it
I
still
think we
needs,
can.
7 needs people still.
7 needs what?
7 is under, 9 is over.
So put some of 9 in 6. So can we go further north in 6?
You mean a 9?
And this is where it gets a little questionable.
This is short north area, and this is 1st and 2nd.
We could do like Olentangy River Road.
Is that near here?
It starts, I think, at the top of where we're at.
Yeah,
with
like
6.
kind of where we just did the,
Where's Olentangy River Road?
It's near
Oh,
here.
Grandview Heights.
This is Goodale Park.
whoa, no, it's by the post office that we just screwed around
Oh,
with.
Twin Rivers Drive.
Yeah, so we can maybe connect that so it cuts into 5th by Northwest.
Bring 7 around along
Yeah.
Olentangy. No, I'm just asking.
Yeah, I mean, that's an option. I mean, again, 5th by Northwest is, you know, you just take Twin Rivers and you're in Franklinton, you know?
And so I think
Can 7 go up into 9?
It looks dangerous.
Yeah,
it's barely touching.
Because I wouldn't argue it. I wouldn't disagree. I can't see the contiguity.
Can
You
you
guys,
zoom in there for
you
us?
guys see it clearer than me. I can't see like that. I don't know why.
It would have to be that part of 6 went with it.
This is still technically in the blue because I didn't grab it. So,
So that
I mean, you
should be
can,
contiguous. if it
Let's make that
became
pink then.
make it pink.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, if nobody's, just even that sliver along the river, that's
Yep.
light blue.
Yep.
Right there, those, yeah, make that light blue.
this.
I'm sorry, pink, yeah. So
Yeah.
that way it doesn't
Yeah,
really have.
there we go. Now it's really contiguous, right?
No,
Really?
there's this.
Oh,
Is that owned by the city?
what is that? County again?
I don't know if it's incorporated or not.
Basically, though, we can't
Norfolk
choose
Southern.
it, is what that is.
Right.
So we can't do anything with it. But also, oh my goodness.
This is the Olentangy Trail. This is Twin Rivers.
I mean, Twin Rivers connects to Olentangy.
The river
This is
is a
315.
boundary. And it technically is connected along the river.
I got pulled over by Columbus City Police in the township.
This is not a good open mic.
Yeah.
Question.
No, I'm just curious. Like, I never realized how porous these borders are.
Yeah.
Like I never knew that the jurisdictions were that.
I don't know, well, maybe it is county land, I don't know, but that is all Columbus.
We just have to just cheat back into the blue if we want to pull 7 up into the 9.
And we do. We want to pull 7 into the 9. So maybe we have to steal a little wedge from 6. There you go.
That's the river, yeah. It's allowing it to be selected as a census tract, so
That works.
Yeah. Okay.
Keep it going.
Keep going.
keep going up with 7. Along the river,
I just
get to 5th by Northwest.
I never realized there were this many little pockets.
Okay, yeah, so that's Goodale. That gets into Grandview Heights. Oh, gosh. Sorry.
5th by Northwest is which one?
Right, and that's-
42. Oh, yeah. How many people we got up there?
Not many, I bet.
There's a whole bunch of people, well,
Because the yard, okay, yeah, the yard,
I just forgot what I'm 42. 5th by Northwest has 7,300 people. So if we were to pull 7,300 off of 9, we fall below our target, but it brings 7 closer.
Let's look at the numbers.
Six is still down 13. Oh, we didn't change 6.
Nothing changed
7.
just now,
You said nothing changed numbers-wise?
population-wise now, but we changed the boundary.
I'm getting giddy. I got to get out of here.
This is a lot. So the 5th by Northwest area, which can that be added to Region 7 if it hasn't already? What about Harrison West?
What about it?
how much are we
We'll
down,
see.
how much are we down by
Harrison
staff?
West before we get to 5th by
sorry?
Northwest.
Oh, yeah, just can you do 5th by Northwest and add it, and we'll see where we're at.
So yeah, that's 5th by Northwest, and the last one she just clicked was Harrison West. So like we went past Harrison West to get to 5th by Northwest. Let's see what we got.
No, it's over 91,045.
Which one is, 7?
That's okay.
It's a good problem.
District 9 is at, oh, no. Did I say 82 what? For District 9, what was that?
82,838.
It's pretty good, right?
It's down 4,600.
Can they take from 1?
Yep.
I think it would have to.
Yeah. Let's put some of 1 and 9 now. That's what we wanted.
District, oh my goodness.
Do we just take that wedge, put it in 9?
Or, yeah,
Yes, let's try that, all in 9.
straight across, yeah.
You know how they talk about parents with their first child versus the third child. Our first map versus our...
And then there's the poor 5th kid, who, you know, you get what you get.
Is that you?
No, well, actually, I'm the baby for my dad.
I was hoping that was CTV saying.
You gotta go.
Which Aldi is that? Where are we?
something,
Oh, this is that fun place that doesn't work.
that doesn't work.
That doesn't work. Because of remember the lady? And we discovered when we went back to try to. fix
Oh,
the
is this
neighbor,
back
like,
up there?
This is that same exact
There's
place.
a continuity problem
Like
there.
that last bit of 9 that you just added there is
Yeah,
not
just-
connected to the other part. So it has to stay with 1.
Yeah, keep that in mind.
What's the number? It's a 9. Is that?
9 is, District 1 now has 76,000.
Where?
How did that
Where
just
did that happen?
From what you just cut?
Yeah, District 9 now has 99,000.
Jesus. 76, 0.
All right, so we got to find that balancing point between 1 and 9 now. But at least we know where it is, right? We know that there's a large chunk of people somewhere between in there.
Yeah. Where's 161 in this mess?
And again, I think it's all of the multi-residential, the multi-unit.
So 9, we need to retreat a little bit. 9
Right.
needs to go down, 1 needs to go back up.
And 4 needs to come down.
So you see that blue road that does like this? How about we use that as the divider for now?
That's the community line?
Is that a community line?
It looks like the western edge of
Tangi.
Clintonville.
The Olentangy River. Let's put that back into 1. I'd say from, whatever road that is right there. That road that goes west to east. I think that might either be Henderson.
That one?
Yep.
Yep.
This one is Henderson.
Yep.
Henderson and Olentangy.
So you want
The river?
Back in 1. Huh?
So Henderson to right here?
Yes.
Okay. And you want that back in 1?
Yes, please.
Gene is going to be sending us an email.
What'd you say?
Gene is going to be sending us an email.
He's coming for you, Chairman.
Listen, we should challenge the public. They can hit the 1%.
That's 87,375. That's a good one.
Wait.
That's
Hold on.
87,375 for District 1.
Okay, so leave it, 87,
Oh my God,
375.
you did it.
Okay, we got 1.
Okay,
We
no
got
more
1,
changes
8.
to District 1, that's
Lock
it.
it, lock it.
Lock it.
Lock that, please.
Wow.
And District 8 looks
Do you want
awfully
to lock
good, too.
District 8?
Yes,
Yep.
please.
Yes.
Lock it.
You have locked 2 districts. 7 to go.
Okay, so now our bad boy is District 6. We need to figure out.
Let's, yeah.
Can we
And you
look
only
at it?
have 1,000-ish in District 9 to give currently.
Okay. So District 7 is over.
It
Correct.
is by about 3,500.
Which ones are over?
District 9 is over by about 1,000. District 7 by about 3,500. District 5 by about 1,400. District 4 by about 6,000. District 3 by about 7,000.
Is it really only 200 people? Lock 9 then. Lock it.
So you have 200 people.
Lock it.
We have to get to 1%.
We'll just adjust it. Yeah. All right, so now,
You
so
have
we
3
got 7,
districts locked.
754, 754 and 3.
And
where do we
six needs 13,000.
Okay, we have to push them all into 6 if we can, in theory. 754 and 3 into 6. What, the in theory part?
No, the whole pushing into 6. Like 6 is better, don't they?
Let me see, can we zoom out so I can see 6 again?
Yeah, or just move it up. Boop.
You're right. 7 can, yeah. So put more of 7 into 6. push that into 6, and then take it from, no. 7, 5, 4, and 3 have too many, right? 7, 5, 4, and 3. So 7 touches 6. So if you put the extra from 7 into 6. Yep. Yep. That's it. So you see where on the southeast part of 6, it's like a diagonal and half is pink and half is green, but there's also a north-south line, huh? What'd you say?
I said it's you, the colored one, it's blue.
Is it?
I just put it on there.
My son's colorblind, so I probably gave it to him.
So it's over here on the right,
Yep.
On the right side. Keep going east. East.
District 8, or 5. Is that what you're talking about?
Yep, right there, that little diagonal. Let's just turn that piece green or whatever color you all see.
We're touching our perfect district?
Which one is the perfect district?
Yeah, District 5's off.
Sorry, District 5 has a little bit to give. It's like you have like 1,000 people to play with.
All right, so you want to lock that one?
No, that's the one you want to. That's the one you want to take from. So this right
Yeah.
here,
That's what I wanted, yes.
that's okay. I mean, if that's what you want to do.
That north-south line?
887,
Yeah, 6
So
did
you
not
need,
change
like-
much at all.
like 30 more people to put
But then
you-
we're going to do it on the other side of 6 too, right?
Would you like me to lock District 5 for now? It's 88,335, so you're roughly.
That's lockable.
Yeah.
I'd lock that. All right, so then now we got to get 6 some more somewhere. What's next to 6 that's not locked?
District 9.
We locked it.
Oh, yeah, we did lock that, sorry.
7. 7.
7, and there's 3,500 people to give there.
So let's fiddle until we get that 3,500. 6 into 7
We're not touching.
But then we're stuck.
for a minute.
District 3 still has 93,000 people. So you want to take some of
Where's District 3? Right, okay.
That's at the top.
Oh, yeah, let's take some of those then. And 6.
You can't put it in 6, it doesn't touch 6. You keep wanting to put 3 and 6. They don't touch.
3 and 6 don't touch?
You don't
No.
touch it all?
That's 3 up there.
Got you. Wait, they do touch though, right?
No.
Oh, because of 9.
6, 3, 4, 8.
So is there a way to create a tract?
No.
I second that.
We're going to declare one of the trails part of District 6. And, yeah, no.
Where did you want to?
Take some 7 and put it in 6, right? Or we did not decide to do that? We take
I think we did it. Didn't we do it or no?
We didn't do that yet. I was just gonna ask, where do you want to cut 7 at?
Right? What am I looking at right there? What does that say in the top? Right, up a little bit more and over to the right. What do those,
Lawn.
Green Lawn Cemetery?
over to the right a little more? Right down, Lou Berliner, I bet, yeah.
And
And there's no
McCoy Park.
people there.
No.
None of that has people, right?
All
None
of this
that
has
border.
people.
So that area she's looking
Where Lou Berliner Park is?
Yeah, it's,
Really?
well, the whole community, but yeah,
Gotcha.
but it's a weird community, so.
It's like we put that community into District 6, and District 6 is only off by like 100, but then District 7 is off by 9,000. Unless we have that to pull from somewhere else to put in a 7.
And then and then it continues.
It just keeps swinging this off by 15,000 around the city.
Is this possible?
It is possible. Like you could cut 9 equal areas of town that would not make sense to anything but that is matched by population.
Right.
That is possible.
That piece I don't disagree.
Every part independent of each other is possible. It's just when we try to do it all together that it
Right.
becomes crazy making.
Can we look at what's locked? '87, '82, '94, '93, '88, '74. The only anomaly is that '74, really.
And we know that District 6 grew a lot, and that's what kind of,
We said District 6 did grow a lot? Mm-hmm. What, population-wise?
That's like Durham Village, around Nationwide Children's Hospital, Marion Village, a lot of people live in this area.
Well, if we take population from District 7 and move it into 6, where can 7, is there anywhere that is unlocked that 7 can regain any of that population?
Take away from 7.
District 2 is up by how much?
District 2 is under by 4,700.
Okay.
You could take that from 7.
And they don't have nowhere to take it back.
What do you mean?
What do you mean with them?
Let's look, can I look at the numbers? If we took from 7 to put into 6, right? Why would we have to put them back? Or where would we have to put them back?
So we would have 3,600 to move to District 6, which would still be down by 10,000 without anywhere to pull it from. Because we would be able to lock 7 at that point. Not that we could, honestly. But based on the way that the map is situated, that 6 doesn't have too many places it can pull from.
Right.
But it can pull from 7.
That's what I'm saying. It's the only option, but it's not enough unless you drop 7 below where it needs to be.
And then pull it from somewhere else, which was what I was wondering is where else could get
And that's what I'm saying. There is nowhere else at that point.
first 7 to get?
It's like a stalemate because
Yeah.
at that point, 2 doesn't have anywhere to pull from up in
Yeah.
the corner. And 2 is down by 4,700 already.
I don't like this game.
I hate this one.
Okay.
and 3 is over by 7,000?
Yeah. 7,200 to be exact.
The only way is if we make maybe District 8, even though it's perfect, absorb some of 3 and 4, and then we pull
And then put.
pull 6. Yeah.
Do it.
That's crazy. That's the exact number though.
I know.
13,000 is over in 3 and 4, and we're under in 6.
So we're saying we're going to have 8 absorb 3 and 4?
the 8 absorbs the excess in 3 and 4. And then on the south side, that goes
6.
to 6.
Yeah.
Which would theoretically balance the
Right.
east,
Yep.
leaving us with other challenges we talk about later.
8, 3, 4, and 6. Yep.
Yeah, just want to be very, it's just like, how much do we want the south side to absorb into the east side, knowing the history and like,
I think the southeast, and the south, direct south, they actually have lots in common. But as you get north, it starts changing.
yeah.
And then when you're, same in the 6. 6 at the north is very different than 6 at the south. We're gonna get kicked in the teeth.
By whom?
Comments.
Oh. That means we did our job right.
Oh, yeah, we did a job.
I don't think anyone can fault us for the thought we're putting into this, put it that way.
Pretty well said. 7:30. They reminded us it's volunteer day.
When you volunteer and they give you food.
I knew that's one. I knew something was up. And then how do you know it flex so?
Well, I'm going to stretch my legs since we're missing
Yeah.
our...
I'm going to actually take a bio moment. I'll be brief.
So, but we have a strategy to move some more people around, yes?
8 will bleed into 3 and 4.
Okay.
This city is so weird looking. Ugh.
It's annexation bullshit.
You guys are not to break.
We didn't.
No.
Okay. Okay, it's just still rolling, so. Okay. No one's watching, but I was watching.
Thank you for being here.
You doing okay?
There, this part of this should not be this hard, knowing how much it's going to change.
It's not going to be.
This doesn't mean any, like really.
Well,
I mean, it means something because we did the work in
just
Texas.
for the record, this means that this is the work that you guys are gonna have to do for this next time, but 3 times later.
But it would be nice that we can play with things each on our own and be like, oh, like I found something that works, like let's, you know. But yes.
I was just saying, I was like, you guys realize the task that we need tonight was to finish the lab.
Yeah.
Because we're here.
So we've decided that we're going to pull a little bit from 3 and 4
Wait.
into 6,
No, it's
or
8.
into 8, our perfect districts. So we can then pull
Push
into.
it into
I need
6.
to unlock 8.
Pull from 3 and 4.
Pull some of 3 and 4 into it.
How much and where at?
We have to look.
So for District 4, we need to get 6,000 people, and from District 3, we need to get 7,000. Give or take, 100.
So we're going to pull
So
8 will pull from 3 and 4 and then push it into 6.
This is Morse Road. And
Yeah, no.
Avery, your microphone is off.
It is off. That was on purpose. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I was during the break.
this is Cook Road.
Okay.
It's too many people.
Yeah, it's too many. Keep going.
You think?
Yeah.
Yes.
So then go south. What's that?
Oakland Park Avenue.
Makes sense.
We can try it.
And you want this to go in District 8?
Yes.
Oh, that far.
Well, yeah, let's start with up
Yeah.
into Cleveland,
Yeah.
or that works.
Yeah, that works.
Oh, snap. On this wrong district color. District 8. That takes District 8 to 102,730 people.
Yep, that's all right, because we're going to just push it all into 6.
What is 3 and 4 right now?
4 is at 87,428, so that's almost perfect. And District 3 is under by about 22,000 people.
84,680. Okay, thank you. Okay.
Do we
So
want
we
to
need to
take
take some
less
more
of
from-
4?
No, that's perfect for the math we were shooting for, but we need to take more from 3 to get close to the number we need to move out of 8 on the other side.
You want to take more from 3?
We need to take more
Some
from
from
3.
3. Yeah, we didn't take any.
Okay, 3's under already though.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean 3 then. Which number did I? Oh, yeah. Oh, we need to put it back.
Okay, so you
We
want to
didn't take
put
anything.
some of 3 back.
Yeah, because before, 3 was, they both were the exact number we needed to move out. And now with 3 down 2,700, that meant we went over by 2,000.
You're right. So just take, less of it. Don't go as high.
Can you move the map up or down, whatever that means, so we could, other way, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we made 8 go up into there. You can't just do undo, huh?
I mean, I could, but we clicked those other small things, so it's going to undo those as well.
So either the portion, so what, do we come down south with 3, or do we come along the east?
That's good.
3 is that.
That cleanup gets you to almost
3
85,000.
needs 25. 2 needs 47.
Still needs its shave.
Come down one block at a time, one street at a time.
We're looking to get 2,000 people.
2,200? Yeah. Can you zoom out one?
More?
How many people we think that little green square has?
Which one?
The one that we just put into green? I'm sorry, the one that's right above District 8.
I don't think many. Why?
Because that might be what we need to shift back over into
Try
District
it.
4.
Try it. I'm not opposed to trying anything.
And what neighborhood is this? This is still North London?
What's the name of that park? So So it's north of Linden Park. What's that second park? What's that one called? Up a little bit. What's that park called? Winston? What's that say? I can't see.
Green?
Green Lawn? Down in the yellow.
In the yellow, West Lawn, Win Lawn Park?
Winlawn Park?
Ken Lawn Park, sorry.
Ken Lawn. Okay, that's right off of Cleveland. Right when you get to Westerville Road on the left. You want to just go across?
What, up into the base of Northern Lights?
Yep. Well, do we need to go that far?
I mean, it's really just like a block further than you're talking about.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the green part that's south of Northern Lights. It's like a rectangle, just up from right there, that green part. I can't see what that, yeah. So yeah, Northern Lights is in the white, and you just stay south of it.
From Norwood,
I don't.
this is Norwood. This is Dresden.
Can you scroll into the green? So we're trying to take the 8 up to maybe, is that Huey? How do you say that, H-U-Y? Is that Huey?
I don't know, Hoy?
Yeah.
Wait, yeah.
You're adding to 8 or you're adding to 3?
We need to add back to 3.
Right. And
Oh
you
wait,
said
I
something
said
about
that,
8.
I'm
so
saying
I
that
was
backwards, I'm
confused.
sorry. So we would need to shift down. Oh, we were looking the other way. Just now, when we were discussing, we were going north, we need to be going south. It's North Broadway. That is the next,
There's probably a surprising amount of population just in that block.
That's what Avery was thinking. Let's try it.
From the Howie or Huey Road that you were talking about before. This one right here.
oh, I wasn't talking about that one, I'm sorry.
Okay. That's the one I saw start with an H. That's how I was.
Oh yeah, it was H-U-Y, but it's in the green, so.
Oh, gotcha.
North Broadway is the major line, that one?
Yep.
So all of the yellow to the brown? Like, so don't go too far
Right.
west, is what I'm saying?
Right. How'd that happen?
That's apparently one census district.
Well, it's all still contiguous, right?
Yeah, I have to
That
assume.
takes District 3 to 86,175, so it still needs a little bit more.
Maybe that funny little one that we just saw goes, that one, yeah.
Tell me when to stop.
There.
Let's see what we did.
$86,458, so you need roughly 100 more, like 125 people.
You said 86,458. I'm cool with that number.
Shall I keep
I'm cool
going
with that
over?
number too.
District 8 is what number now?
District 8 has 100,954 people.
And we're trying to push all of that.
Into 6.
Into 6.
So should I keep going over 1, 3 to get to the, because you're still over or under a little bit.
That's good enough, right?
We left 9
You
more.
have
higher than
100, you're within 100 and some change of the 1%. 125, I believe.
What was it?
I say we go down to 6 and start pushing stuff
Yeah.
into 6.
Okay. Where would you like to start?
try everything
I wish I believed.
Broad? Is that Broad and Franklin Park?
That's the Near East Side.
Yeah, I was about to say, I wish I believed that that could fit in.
This is Livingston.
Yeah.
That's where we might be
We'd
able
have
to
to go
do
this
it.
way.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, start going up from whatever park that is right near your cursor to the right, down,
So the
down. What park is
Hey,
that?
how is it connected to each other? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Okay, that's all I needed to say.
yep, we did that. Then what park is that down there?
Nelson Park?
No, it was down lower.
Driving Park,
I can't see it.
Driving Park is in the.
right here.
No, go down and on the right. And it was like right where yellow met green. Down lower, where we could start pushing it into the,
We could be pushing all of that.
right around here. One more, right around, there was a park there. I can't see it now.
there's a random purple.
And what's that?
Yeah, all that little yellow needs to be blue anyways.
And what's the District 5 right there?
It
That'll
just did
get caught
get
in the
caught before.
Error check.
That track, yeah, can that be blue?
What center is that? It's 9 o'clock.
And you want this whole thing blue?
Definitely that trail.
Okay.
We just have to look at the streets to see how we cut it.
Oh,
Okay.
District 6 is at 74264.
So that bit that's below 70 that bit there.
Make it District 6.
Yep.
Before you fine tune it, let's look at the number just to see where we are, if it's okay.
$85,609.
That's pretty darn close.
Okay. And district, oh yeah, we'll keep going. It's District 8 now.
looks kind of funny. It's Eastland Mall
Yeah.
on the south.
Again, I think the southeast is not too dissimilar.
Right.
86, 583.
Perfect.
3 and District 8 is at 88.
So 7's got to shrink.
So do you want me to lock District 5 and 6 for now?
I would say so.
Yep.
Definitely.
And then now we got to shrink 7.
And grow 2.
And
They're
8.
close to each other, that's good.
Row 2, shrink 7. Can we look at the nexus of 7 and 2?
Seven and 2. Okay. 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 7 is over 3,600 and 2 is under 4,700.
You want to look at north or south to start?
That north piece that's pink, let's take that and put it in 2, right?
They don't.
This?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. And you want this to go into 2, right?
I believe that's what I want.
Two still needs a little more, so keep going.
Yes. Down to that curve. Yep. Yep. And then that sliver. Yep.
I don't think that's contiguous, but that little section right there.
Yeah, it is not. Good eye.
Yeah, I saw that, but I was wondering, I mean, it's Broad Street. So the assumption for me is that it's still
Okay.
city incorporation.
Yeah, okay.
But even though they're not touching each other?
As long as it's all owned by the city, or all incorporated in city limits, excuse me, it's contiguous.
Oh, I just thought, okay.
That's what the advice that I got from the city attorney. The issue with the Riverside Drive, please, is that portion of road is incorporated in the county. It's not incorporated in the city.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's okay that, for us, it's okay that that little bit is hanging off from the other bit?
If she says it is.
Unless Esri flags it and
Yes,
says
yes.
it's an error, which it should do. It should say that there's a section of District 2 that isn't contiguous.
If you
We're just
would feel
throwing
more
this out.
comfortable, you can just connect this small piece back to District 7.
Nobody else seems to have a challenge. So we can go ahead. I said, nobody else had a challenge with it. We can keep moving.
Okay. How much further?
What's the number we're at?
Yeah. What do the numbers tell us?
85,105, District 2.
Yep, awfully close.
7.
District 7 is at 88,671, so they have roughly enough to give.
So 2 and 7 are inversely related. Where do we take from? There's no people on that northeast part, right? That's no people right over there, is it?
No,
Well, this
they
is,
are.
if
We
you,
have to keep it together.
yeah, if you mess with this, it'll be non-contiguous.
Gotcha.
Yep, we need that.
So where else do we take people from 7 and put them in 2?
On the southwest part?
Right, down there around Big Run Park, yep.
Okay, let's do it.
That's about all we've got that makes sense.
I feel like we've done this 3 times before.
We've been here before. Yeah. It does feel that way. Now, why the heck?
We did do this 3 times. Okay.
$87, 246.
And District
I think we lock it.
7 is that?
And District 7 is 86, 500. So you,
I'm good with that too.
but you do have a little to spare in 8 that you can put in 7 if you needed to. Because 8 has 88,578.
I mean,
Are we in the 1%?
7 don't touch each other.
I think we are. We have to be.
You're very close.
It's so close.
8 and 7, 8 and 9, I think need to be rectified a little bit. 3 could use a smidge more, but you're very, very close.
Well, do we want to go by the letter and work with, get under 1% in every district?
I mean, yeah, knowing that there's probably going to be some cleanup too.
So yes, if we can take a little bit more time.
We might need to do it street by street at this level, but
So what do we do? How do we know what percentage? When you look at the target deviation,
The target deviation, 874 plus or minus.
what was,
Percent is 870.
874.
874
we
people
saying?
is plus or minus.
That the number difference is 874.
I'm with you.
And so on the target DV, it's telling us how far we are, 0 being the target,
Right, 874 being the
0
target.
being
the absolute target, right?
absolute, well, yeah, but you have that 874 plus or minus.
Right. Anywhere between 0
So
and
we have to
74.
fiddle the 990, the 887. All right, I'm with you.
So District 3, 7, 8, 9.
But we have to know which way we're changing it. So 9, 8 and 9 need to get rid of 1,000 people.
Or actually a few hundred, if we're just trying to get to 874.
So 8 and 9 need to get rid of 300 people. 8 and 9, 8 and 9,
And 7 is to capture that many.
8 and 9, 300 gone. 8 and 9, 300 gone. 8 and 9, 300 gone. And 7 has to capture it. 8 and 9.
Okay, 8.
That's an easy one. 8 and 9, 300 into 7. Eight and 9 push 300 into 7. That's what we need to do.
Hold on.
So if you drop those numbers, 8 and 9 have to push 300 into 7.
Or like 9 could go, some 9 goes into 7, some of 8 goes into 3, and that brings all of them into the range.
I'm not opposed.
So 7 is touching 9.
Right.
So we're in that portion, the northern part of 7. How can we get 300 or 400 people?
Just go out, just curve right where your cursor is. Just do a little curve.
I'd rather push north, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Rather push north.
Because I don't think you can go west. Yeah, there's nowhere to go west.
I'm fine with that.
Like right here,
Yes.
Or are you talking about at the southern part go north?
this is
West, that,
Lane Avenue.
That makes sense.
Do you want Lane Avenue over to this blue line?
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be maybe too much.
There's only a few blocks, but I don't know how many people are in those blocks. So, I mean, we can start as a one by one and just
Let's do it.
climb.
OSU property, I think.
Does
that might not be
OSU
any
belong with?
Oh, I gotta unlock stuff again. This is 9.
I got 3 hours of work when I get home.
Just determining if I'm going to do it before I go to bed or when I get up. That is-
I had that debate already. I have to do it now.
7 is now at 86,988. So you can stop there if you would like.
86.
What's 9 look like now?
988.
9 is 87, 967, so you're in the clear in 9 as well.
Eight's gotta go down. Eight.
7 and 9 are good.
And that's
So
right.
8 is the only one that needs to be evened
And it could go
out.
into 3, like we were saying,
Eight can go into three, yeah,
because 3 is under.
three. Eight pushes into
So
three.
put some of 8 into 3.
Yeah, yes,
Yes,
please.
please.
So let's look at that.
Okay.
8 pushes into three.
Like right there.
Right there,
Yeah.
yeah, it's right there. Those 3 blocks right there on the left.
Okay, so put this into 3, right?
Yep, 8 pushes into 3, yes, ma'am.
8 into 3, yeah.
And which blocks?
The, about right there, see, yep,
These ones?
yep.
That one's kind of weird.
Yeah, so you have to continue around with those.
Yep,
These ones right here.
might as well, we have to kind of. We got more than we bit off.
Yeah, can we, yeah.
We bit off more
That
than.
little blue there, I don't know if we want to try to fix
Oh,
that.
wow. Wow,
So 3 is at,
that's it.
Well, eh.
District 6 needs a slight tune-up, and District 5.
3, 8 is at,
1 is high, 1 is low, 6 and 5. 6
And they're
is
next
low.
to each other, so you have the
6 is,
space.
yeah, 6 is high, 5 is low. Let's do the swap.
So put what into what?
Let me see it.
6 and 5.
5 is low, 6 is high, right? Or did I just reverse it?
6 and 5 must only, do they touch at the bottom?
Yes.
Great, okay.
Which one was high, which one was low? 6 was high, 5 was low?
5 was high,
6.
6 was low.
6 was low, 5 was
5 is
high.
So we want to make a little bit of District 5 purple.
Yep.
Okay, where do you want me to take it?
In the lower right corner of District 5, what's there?
Here?
No, up and, well, let's,
I'd say it. That little, the part that you see the blue line divides it, start
This?
with that, yeah.
Okay. And you want to put that into District, what did we say?
Let's start with this. Yeah.
6 was high, 5 was low?
5 was high, 6 was low, I believe.
yeah, you're correct.
Yeah, 5 was high, 6 was low. So that means that
We gotta
this
make
needs to go
them
into
green.
District 6, right?
Yeah,
So
let's try
District
that.
6 cheats over the blue line, is what you're saying.
I can't.
So I'm putting into District
5.
5.
What's
No,
district?
5 is over.
What's 8?
6 is under, oh, other way around. So
We're putting into District 6.
District 5 needs to go into District 6. So
Okay.
8 tag right there.
something that should get,
Oh, that's what, all right. Whew. I can't believe you're doing it, Commissioner Frost.
Tom, that's crazy.
Thank you for tracking the numbers, because that
Yes.
really has been a big help.
Help, huge.
I got so many numbers swimming around my head right now, but
Right, I have to triple check that I'm typing the right thing.
So should this go back to District 5 and maybe down here, or how do you guys want to do that?
Yes, I think that would be a little more fluid. Thank you. We're fatigued and you're still thinking. Yep,
Yep, that's
that
cool.
makes sense. Boom.
It's still the same, numbers are the same.
The numbers didn't change.
Okay,
Shall I keep going up?
try it.
Can you zoom in to,
See what that gave us. That's right.
That's enough,
there's
Yep.
that little island.
Oh, you got that island.
And
yeah.
That's
Which
just
won't
splitting
change
up a
numbers.
neighborhood, though. Ugh.
that won't change numbers.
yeah,
Nothing. Come on, let's see that number.
so it's,
Do we have an option?
I don't know.
where are we at with the numbers again? 5 and 6, final number?
We're Gucci.
Perfect.
That is good, but
Well done, folks.
I understand Commissioner Sarazuelo didn't like that just because it did appear to kind of split a neighborhood. Is there any alternative? I don't think there is, but
But there was a main street that
It was like
divided
a
it, no
sub-
different than Morse Road or some of the other streets.
No, that looked like a subdivision.
Yeah, I think we just split a legit subdivision by,
Let's look.
I mean, that cul-de-sac is all together. Can you zoom in for us on that piece there? Yeah.
This looks like a subdivision right here.
Yeah, that definitely is. And it doesn't necessarily, it doesn't have any roads that connect it to the other parts. Oh, except for there. Yeah.
yeah, we literally have some buildings or
This is Hamilton Square Boulevard.
I have no idea.
I don't know if it was.
Comments?
and I'm like pulling it up on Google Maps.
Only thing I would see different is if the portion on the right of that blue state, oh, no, I mean, either that portion has to go pink, so that like stays together, and the rest stays together, or that whole quadrant goes back and we look somewhere else.
that was all one census tract, though.
I know, so that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
yeah. Because it's like one census tract, but it seems that it could be a neighborhood from looking at this without any details.
Yeah.
It looks, so looking at the map, it looks like maybe that the purple area is mostly commercial. It looks like the Reichert Kia, the Reichert, like auto,
Oh, yeah, that's
Runs right
Winchester
The auto,
Pike
the
and
auto
33.
mile or whatever.
I'm sorry?
The auto mile.
Yeah,
That's exactly where that is. That's where 33 and Hamilton Road.
so there's probably not a lot of,
Yeah, there are some
Resident.
apartments, but it's a whole bunch of commercial.
okay.
I can live with it.
Say we go
Let's,
with it.
yeah,
I'm
leave it for-
okay with
leave it
this.
for comment.
So let's look at the numbers one more time, if we could.
Okay, I'm gonna lock all the districts first.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna file save.
Oh, my God.
We never did figure out where those 75 people are, did we?
I'm gonna leave that to the software to find the 75 people. I mean, because it's only 75, and we're not within 75 on any of them.
Right,
we're
I
good.
understand.
We're 1,000% good.
Yeah,
All the numbers on the spreadsheet match what she has on them.
thank you.
Yeah.
So you wanna see the numbers again, right? That's what you asked me.
Yes.
So District 1, 87,375. District 2, 87,246.
That's a good idea.
District 3, 87,528. District 4, 87,428. District 5, 87,865. District 6, 87,053. District 7, 86,988. District 8, 87,508. District 9, 87,967.
Okay.
Well,
This is pleasing.
put a fork in it and say it's done?
If we all agree, the meeting is adjourned.
Chair Moore, did we need to talk about
Oh,
there's a necessity for
Lucy needed
further,
to-
for expanding our meeting schedule?
Calendar.
I don't think we need to at this time. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And logistically, we'll hear more about next week's event. Okay, great.
Yep. I've called. What'd you say?